All right, y'all. Welcome back to Heroes in Training. We last left off with the gang on a mission to rescue Left Wing, and it turned into a big tunnel collapse. And
And it's no
the
one's fault.
yeah, no one in particular caused it. It was it had a lot to do with carbon, but that's all I'll say. And
Our carbon footprint.
yeah, your car. That's
Global
right.
warming causing all the
Yeah,
sinkholes.
that's right.
Man.
Uh, the King's gang got hold of Thunder and Echo, and Muzzle threw down a notepad and was like, "You're going to tell me where my brother or where your brother is." And Shatter
where his brother is? Echo's brother?
Echo's brother, yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
also
I think
understood that.
I think I missed that. I thought you may have said it the wrong way the first time, but
No,
I
I just went back and listened to it.
Okay.
He said,
Well, you said
"Tell me where your
Echo's
brother is."
Echo's
Muzzle
brother? Okay.
said to Echo,
Yeah.
"Where you're going to tell me where your brother is."
Okay.
That is what I heard. I actually thought you were saying this time that he was asking where his brother was, like his own brother, and that's why I was confused. But
That's I misspoke.
I was confused in the other way around.
Not deliberately. I actually misspoke.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Palladium or Left Wing swapped Palladium with Thunder, and then Palladium let out a heat wave and melted Shatter into screaming liquid pieces as she screamed to reform herself. And then Bastion moved all of the ground to get the villains away from Echo. And then you guys all ran to the jet where Marty and Mist were. And then the jet transformed into a sentinel of King. And King popped out of the jet and said, "Left Wing, it's time to talk."
Yeah.
So no flashback this time. We're just going to go straight into it.
Do we usually do a flashback? Oh, just like to this.
Well, just the last few times, we've had like school classes.
I was like, this is an orphans or Elysian Road, my friend. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah. So we'll open it up there. King says, "Left Wing, it's time for us to talk."
I think we get a close up shot of Palladium glancing like sidelong at Left Wing, like, what are you gonna do, buddy?
Yeah, I think I look at the mech and then the rest of them, and I'm like,
so you look at the mech and you look at where Marty and Mist are in the mech, and as soon as you do, he forms the jet so that you can no longer see them inside.
Yeah, I think he slid them further back in.
Yeah,
last episode.
Well, I didn't mention that on stream. I mentioned that in the
after show.
In the after show, or
That's
maybe not even on the after show. That's something
Sure.
that he would totally,
have done. Yeah,
have done. Yeah,
yeah. I just assumed I couldn't see them at any point, but yeah, I remember you clarified. All right, and then I think I'm like, I turned to play him like he said he would let me go after he talked anyways, and out here he doesn't really have any choice. So I think I turned to the rest of them in a louder voice and like, or to King, like, if you want to talk, we can talk, but everyone else needs to leave. Just call it, like bygones be bygones, let them leave, and then we can have our conversation.
I say quietly before like he says anything, I say like, kind of defeats the entire purpose of us coming here if you're back in square one.
Yeah. I think maybe that's what he says, like out here he doesn't have much choice. I can just teleport away.
I guess.
King says, "And what guarantee do I have that you'll stay for our conversation?"
I mean, what guarantee do I have that you won't try and chase my friends?
I think you should roll to provoke him. I think you should see if you succeed at convincing
getting what
him.
You want out of him. Yeah.
I'm not sure what what he would say to that. So let's leave it to a roll.
Trying to see if I have.
That's the best part about GMing, Connor, is I never have to make any decisions. Yeah, right? You just roll the dice.
Okay.
It's totally not true, but you know what I mean.
Jeez.
Oh,
Great.
starting off strong.
No way. Wait, hold up. I'm for some reason I like the top. Wow, what a low roll.
Yeah, I have a +3 to that.
Yeah.
No,
so,
wait. Hold on. Why did I get a +2? Oh, wait. I thought I had. No, but I guess I only had a 2. Okay. No.
Your labels might have got switched right at the end.
No, it's right. I just was remembering them wrong. I thought I had a 3 in both, but I think I was imagining what would be like after I leveled up, like right now. So when you level up, do you level up in the middle of the session? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you can level up.
I think you just
if you want to.
As it
That's
happens.
what I've been doing.
Yeah. I don't see a reason why. I mean, as long as it's not like, as long as it doesn't feel weird, right? Like, I think at any point in time, you getting a new ability feels like a strong story beat in a game like this, like a superhero game. You know what I mean? Especially with all the anime elements that we have in this already.
Yeah,
even like I'm stronger now is just
even like a move like Kirby Craft, where you get a vehicle. It's still easy enough to be like, I got this off screen last time and we haven't seen it yet. Here it comes, right?
Here comes a flashback where I got it, and I think as long as David can still hear, I think what King says to that is. Right now,
yes,
I have one of your government's dogs inside of that jet. Mist will be unharmed as far as I know if I were to crush it in my hand. And you know my rule against killing. But for a dog of the government, I wouldn't think twice.
So that's all it takes. You just decide that they're not human, and then it's not count. Doesn't count as killing. We just decide that you're not human, and it's not murder. Look, you have one of ours, and you got a child and a girl buried underneath however much rubble this is. We both have problems that are bigger than this conversation. All right, your people can go solve that problem. My people can go help Mist before whatever happens to her gets worse, and you and I can have our conversation.
He raises his eyebrow. And then he looks over at Hornet, and he says, Hornet's venom got inside of Mist. Maybe Palladium or Bastion wants to answer that.
Oh, I thought he was just asking Hornet. Is Hornet there?
Oh, I think he was. Yeah, well, I think he was asking you guys. But yeah, if you guys don't, it makes more sense that Hornet would answer. And yeah, Hornet just nods. And King says, and I think King also looks down at Echo. And he says, I'll make you a deal. You come and talk with me, and I'll make sure that Miss and Echo stay alive.
I mean, stay alive doesn't really mean anything. Look, if you want to have this conversation, we're gonna have it. If you want to fight, we can fight.
Oof. Yeah, I think he says. I think like the jet, like moves like a piece of it from its chest out to like its hand, and Mist is like cupped in his hand, cupped in the mech's hand, and like brings it out towards King. And King puts a hand on the mech, and he says, "Leftwing, bring Echo to me. We'll go talk, and I'll make sure that they're healed."
Oh, sorry. I was scrambling in my brain. I'm like, who's Echo? Yeah.
And actually, if you want to roll assess the situation, you can. If you think that they're actually, if you feel like it's reasonable for you to think that they're not going to die, or that King doesn't know better as to whether or not they're going to die if he doesn't do something, because that's basically what King is saying. And he'll just say that even more. He just says, if you don't come with me now, I can give you no guarantee that either of them will make it to the hospital. Hornet's venom is very potent, and Echo has lost a lot of blood by the looks of things.
So she's outside of the mech in the hand?
Yeah.
All right. Then I just switch places with her. And I look at him like, if you want me, you got me. If you don't want me, let's get this over with.
Wow.
I just like curse under my breath. I'm like, left wing.
I go put Mist into a cup. So she doesn't like.
You make a
To the
carbon
ground.
cup.
Yeah, because she's kind of just more liquid right now.
Right.
It has to be a gourd for branding.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of like looking at the situation. Like as soon as anyone like makes a move that's like anywhere towards punching, then I'll punch. But I'm just making sure that like it sounds like left wing has this under control ? I don't know what's going on exactly in terms of like how much like King is telling the truth or whether or not they're going to jump us or. So yeah, I let Bastion like get Mist under control and then is Echo still with us? Right? He's like
He
right next
is.
to us?
Yeah.
Okay. So he said, King had said like, I'll make sure that Echo is safe too, and so I'm assuming that means like otherwise he would threaten him, not that.
No,
Echo
he's
needs...
saying he's saying he's going to bleed out. He doesn't think he's going to make it to the hospital.
Oh right, I forgot about that. Okay, yeah.
I mean, you can fly. He's yeah. I don't know.
I mean, you can roll assess the situation to determine, or you can roll pierce the mask to see if you guys think he's lying to you. 100%. Otherwise, you can just assume.
Yeah, I'll roll assess the situation. That sounds what I'm doing, like what I'm fictionally triggering anyway.
Sure.
Since I'm standing next to him, can I assess with him and give him a +1?
No.
Isn't that well?
It would be a separate roll. No, that'd be team.
You can't just help a character with a +1 in this game.
No, not as far as
That's
I know.
team.
I've never seen a roll.
Yeah, it's all just
the
team
team
stuff.
mechanic is that.
So just if I fail,
of,
then Bastion can help.
Speaking of, before there was no team, we had used all the, you guys had used all the team. So, but now at the start of the session, I reset it back to 1. So there is one team in case that,
perfect,
comes into play.
Okay, I'll roll superior, and then if I fail, then maybe we can use that to help. All right, partial hit. 1 question then? Is that what I do?
Correct. Yep. Ask 1. What can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger?
Yeah, in the greatest danger. Yeah, that's what I'll ask. What here is in the greatest danger? Like, is it left wing because this is a bad idea? Is it Echo because he's about to bleed out?
I think it's Echo. I think Echo is in the most danger.
So the assessment is true. Like he's about to bleed out. He's like not doing well.
I don't think I'm going to answer that for certain because that's technically not the question. The question is what here is in the greatest danger. I want to answer that, but I also don't think Palladium wouldn't know that either way, sure, right? But I think you look at him and you feel the same way that King does, and you're concerned that he's not going to make it.
Okay. Quantum Quill is with us, right?
Correct.
Okay. I say, Quill, you can move small objects, right?
Yeah.
Just how small?
Oh, actually, was she unconscious?
She got hit by shatter, right?
Yeah, but
she was knocked unconscious.
As you guys were pulling out of the thing, I'm pretty sure I just listened back to it, but I wasn't paying attention to that detail.
I don't think so. I think the only because you described the rest of us just coming out of the hole.
No, I think I specifically said that someone was carrying.
Oh, was Bastion carrying Quantum Quill?
We'll say she's. Let's just for the sake of, let's say if she was
unconscious, she's woken up.
Unconscious, she's woken up by now. Yeah, just so we don't come into any continuity errors.
Yep. So yeah, I say how small. I look at Echo's leg.
Oh, sure. She's like, what, you want me to perform surgery?
I want you to keep his blood inside of him, if you can. Don't let him bleed out.
I think, sure, I'd go wide. She's like, yeah, but like, what if I like move his bones or something? I've never tried this before.
Don't target his bones. What? How is it that difficult? I don't think his bone is sticking out, is it?
Well, but like, so like, she is only used like moved objects, right? She has never used this to like move water or blood.
That's what I'm asking, right? I'm asking like, do you have to like target the individual blood cells or?
Well, no, but I mean, maybe she could. I think that's kind of where she's at, right? Is maybe she could do that, but then she's terrified of.
Can I provoke her then?
Something else besides? Sure, yeah. Push her to.
Yep. To try to upgrade her powers and like push herself. Yeah. All right, sounds good. I don't think I have any bonuses or anything to this.
Actually, hold up. I think this might be more comfort or support.
I don't think so.
On a hit, they hear you. They mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels if they open up to you.
Right, but I think he's trying to get her to do something, right? Which is
that's the primary thing, because it sounds like she's not wanting to do it, right?
Well, I guess my thought is,
if she was lamenting in general about her not being strong enough with her powers in a situation that's not, I need her to do something, then that makes sense.
That's what he uses after she accidentally gives him a blood clot and kills him.
Well, exactly. So my thought is, on a hit, they hear you, they mark potential. That makes perfect sense for upgrading her powers and trying something she's never tried before.
Yeah, that makes sense in a situation that's not getting them to do something. Right? Pierce them at a quick comfort support.
Well, so this isn't. I mean, she's lamenting, but she's just obstinate, right? I mean, it's not like she's like. She doesn't want to do it because she doesn't.
I see. So she's going to do it either way. It's just whether or not she's going to be good at doing it. Is that your?
I think so.
Because that makes sense. If she's already going to do it, then that makes sense.
Or maybe you trying to comfort or support her and you miss. Maybe she's like, no, I don't think I'm strong enough. I don't want to try it because I think I might kill him. That could also.
And then I have to provoke. I just feel like that's slightly weird.
Provoke. Well, okay, so like succeeding on the provoke means that she does something, right? It doesn't mean she succeeds. So comforting or supporting her, you'd be supporting her and saying, "I want you to push yourself and succeed at this."
That makes sense.
And then by choosing to mark potential, she's leveling up her abilities.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
That seems like a better answer because provoking someone to do something doesn't mean that they do a good job.
It just depends on what the actual fictional trigger is, right? The idea is that it's not that she needs to be provoked into doing something she can already do. It's the fact that she can't do this, and I need to give her the ability to, like, I need to help her mark her potential and like go plus ultra.
Go plus ultra.
Yeah. Okay. Darn. Then that means I need to switch my label.
Okay. That was why he was pushing it, because he wanted you to roll -3.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not why I was pushing it.
Sure.
So, David, what do you think? Is it going to be worth it to switch my labels here? With the possibility of now I have a savior of -2 for the rest of the session?
Using our metagame knowledge about what we're going to do after this at some point, if you don't get a chance to do it again, it's going to probably be bad.
What's going to happen after that? What do we know about metagame knowledge? I've forgotten.
Like competition stuff. If we
but I don't like. Are we gonna go straight into that, or is there not?
There's gonna be a little bit.
To be fair, I need to switch.
There's a lot of stuff to wrap up.
I need to switch because I need to be able to roll mundane on my obligations here soon and be good at it. So you know what? I am gonna switch.
Also, if it does come down to it, and someone has to roll savior to try and fly him to the hospital and defend him,
right.
You're the best bet, like narratively and mechanically. I don't know.
I mean, I've got 3 to defend, and I can fly.
Okay, so I'm gonna let Bastion do that. So I'm gonna do mundane. I'm gonna switch it.
All right.
I think that this is gonna be too helpful for me just in the session in general. This is a good idea.
Just real quick, in terms of whatever narrative trigger you're about to do to switch your labels, if you take off your helmet, everybody here is gonna know your face.
Yeah. That's part of it. The part of the move is when you reveal your secret identity to someone who didn't know it already, mark potential. But that's not what I'm doing. I need to affirm my secret identity.
I'm not saying by doing this everybody knows. I'm saying if your narrative trigger is taking off your helmet, I don't know if I do that.
Real quick, I didn't know that was part of this move. I just realized this. When you reveal your secret identity to someone who didn't know it already, mark potential. Has that happened in the game so far?
No.
Darn.
I feel like I thought there was one person.
You took so for the motel, you specifically didn't reveal your secret identity.
Mm-hmm.
You just pretend you said you were a hero, but
it's one thing to show my face, but we're in a city of like my face isn't necessarily in.
Yeah, you shouldn't tell anybody I'm Palladium, right?
Yeah,
I don't think that's happened yet.
The connection needs to be made. Yeah. Okay, so I'm switching the label, and then I will roll comfort or support.
Well, so what's your narrative trigger for switching?
Oh yeah, I need to affirm my secret identity.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to make this too important, but
how about it's like the way I'm talking about the blood cells and stuff. I'm like saying it as if I'm a student. Like I reference my time as in like my private school, like something that I learned about blood or something, right?
Like listen, I learned all about this in science class in like, normal people school.
Right. And I'm trying to think of what exactly I would say.
I mean, you don't have to give me the science of blood cells, but
yeah, I'm just trying to decide what angle Palladium is actually taking on it. Beyond what he's already said, because like I think his idea is like he's probing to see like, do you have to target individual blood cells? Can you target water? Like like what are your limitations?
I think it makes sense for him to just be like,
oh, you know what?
Picture all of the blood cells as little tiny objects.
No, I figured it out. He says, it's like the scientific method. I learned about this the other day in class. We were talking about the guy who invented it. I don't remember who that is off the top of my head, but he says it. I say, we have to test. You have to get empirical evidence and maybe mess up a couple of times, but
not now though.
Yeah, but just the idea that like you won't know until you try. Like you have to like figure it out by trial and error, as I've been telling everybody, right? Either way, I affirm I was a private school student and I know things.
So in a world of superpowers and villains and heroes, the most fantastical part is that someone learned something from the American education system.
What a wonder that is. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. I'm rolling.
All right.
Hey, I have a +1 acting on the answer. I have a +1 acting on the answer from my.
Hold up, though. You only had a +1 to that. You have a +1. Didn't you switch your labels?
Oh, I'm angry.
Oh no.
Oh no. You do. I get a +1 for acting on the answer.
I can clear angry. I hurt someone. I hurt Shatter.
Oh yeah, you did. So you literally melted her.
So that gives me a +2. So I'm at 8.
So hold up. Is it literally just you hurt someone or something? That's all it says. You hurt
someone or break something important.
Hurt someone or break something important.
Yeah, I'm assuming you not hurt someone important.
Yeah. She was screaming and writhing in agony. Yeah, that's fair.
Either way, I get a 7 and 9. I think because I think I do get that +1 from asking on the answers for my SS2. So it's a 9. I think total.
Real quick for left wing, I don't know if you have I can't remember which trigger this is, but taking foolhardy action without consulting your teammates. You did just do that. You just switched with Mist.
Oh, I do. I have Insecure.
Okay, yeah. So that would
next.
There you go.
Cool.
Okay. Yep. So I tell her that, and I guess on a 7 and 9, what happens? Do you just not get a special thing?
On a hit, they hear you. They mark potential.
On a 10+, you can also add a team to the pool. Yeah.
So you succeed then.
Yep. Cool.
So she's like she just kind of closes her eyes and is like picturing what you're picturing, and then you see like, and I think you swear you can see all of the like blood. It looks like it separates before it goes back in, as if she's like mentally separating it all into little pieces mentally, and then she clogs the hole, so to speak.
Yeah. So I put a hand on her.
Wait, he got shot by a bullet too, right? The bullet comes out.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He literally performed surgery.
Yeah. So I put a hand on her shoulder. I'm like, great job, Quantum. Just keep that up. We got to keep him alive while Left Wing figures out how to get us out of this. So I turn back and I'm like, are we expected? Like, I don't say anything, but I like look around. I'm like, are we expected to leave now? Is that what's happening? Like,
yeah. Well, I don't know if we ever got King's response to me teleporting into.
He didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't. So I think what he does is he kind of looks and he doesn't quite answer you, but he looks and sees what's going on with Echo, and he looks and looks to Mist, and I think. Struggling with this. Okay, so like, you've
If
well,
you
there's something
I can heal. I can probably heal Mist, I think.
You think you can?
Yeah.
How?
Well, she's water. And the water currently has a different liquid inside of it that's probably a different density. So I'm just gonna like make like a carbon like test tube and like spin it really fast to separate the water from the poison.
I don't know how her water works. I don't know if that would hurt.
Yeah, that also sounds like it would destroy her. I don't know.
So okay, let me put it this way. I don't think Bastian knows how to make a test tube, and I don't think he knows that if you spin the liquids that this poison will separate, and I don't think know that the poison
method from school
because he's an American that spent like focuses really hard into school.
That's the worst part. Americans don't learn anything except gender diversity.
This is 2001.
So
yeah.
So good point.
Well, I think a lot of your character has been revolved around that you're trying to learn this stuff because you don't know it.
Okay, I also just think that's a gamble. But
it's definitely a gamble. I don't even know if I would for sure say that the poison has a different density, like water. For certain. Like it's like a magical superpower poison. I could just say it doesn't. I mean, you could do a roll for it, but I think this was like a -3 bad idea, never done before. Yeah. Has little chance of success kind of a roll.
Well, the answer is obviously, what are we waiting for?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, then. I was just giving you time to think.
Yeah. Well, then I had to argue with you.
You're supposed to argue with one of us, Jared.
Yeah. No, so my thing here is King wants to heal Mist. And so I think he's frustrated because and the other part of this is you failed your superior role to try and convince him.
Yeah.
So what I want to say, and you can tell me if this is frustrating or you feel like this isn't a fair consequence for failing the superior role, failing to convince him. What I want to happen is the jet just reaches out and grabs Mist, and he just teleports you and Mist through the jet and somewhere else to go.
Well, I assumed we were far enough away from the jet that he couldn't just do that. Otherwise, it would have been.
Well, so you just teleported straight to the jet. Mist was in the hand of the jet, so you just teleported on the hand of the jet.
Right, and she's where I was standing, which was, as far as I was aware, nowhere near the jet. But I guess maybe I was imagining it wrong.
Wasn't she in the palm of the hand of the jet mech?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I assumed the jet was not near us. Like I thought that was the whole.
Well, so you purposefully were running, not purposefully. You guys were running towards the jet.
Sure.
And then it transformed.
Right. So, I mean, I guess I didn't know that we were right next to it, but I mean, obviously I wouldn't do that if it was like 2 feet and literally you could just reach down and grab her again. That would have no point.
So I'm not saying there's, in terms of like, it's just super easy for him to do it. I'm saying this is the consequence of failing to provoke him, is he gets the jump on you and is able to get close enough to Mist with his super powered mech.
I guess I figured the consequence was that I was in its hand now, right? Like,
seeing as I'm right next to her, do I have a chance to defend against that?
Yeah, maybe we could play it out like that he reaches for her and is going to teleport you. And
yeah, I mean, if he acts like he's going to do anything like fighting, I'm just going to assume he's fighting, right? Like, I don't know.
Well, he's not going to fight specifically, right, but you could say Leftwing doesn't think that. And,
yeah, if his giant mech starts reaching towards somebody, I'm just going to assume he's fighting us. Like,
and then what would your okay? How about this? The consequence for failing the provoke roll is now you're in his hand, right? He pulls you into the data and then reaches towards Mist, and we'll see if Bastions can succeed at a roll to defend her or not, and then
there you go.
See if he gets Mist with you or not.
Okay, sure.
Does that seem like a fair? I'm trying not to be frustrating, but
no, it's fine.
I'm trying to think of what he would do, and I think it'd be a good. I like the scene if he gets Mist, but I don't want to force the issue.
So does he doesn't actually have to have any kind of like information cable thing. You just any piece of technology you can be sucked into data or whatever.
It's a great question.
It doesn't really matter. I guess I don't know, but
it's a great question.
Like Connor knows.
Yeah. I do know.
All right, cool. Yeah. So I'm like, Bastion.
So Leftwing gets teleported into the data cables of the jet, and King pulls himself into it as well, and then the jet reaches. Well, at the same time, the jet is reaching for Mist.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it probably even uses like a part of the engine. You hear like a whirring as it reaches like jet powered to see if he can grab Mist.
Jared, I think that's you.
Sorry, there's a baby.
Sure, yeah, you're fine.
Can I attack to defend?
What?
As in
like
directly engage the threat?
Yeah.
Well, you could,
I don't think so. I think the role. I mean, you could attack, but I don't think.
Okay.
Because you could choose to take something from her, though.
Yeah. One of the things. So, like, you could say. So basically, what you'd be doing is okay. Sure. It just rolled. So 9. Obviously, you protect them, and then. But on a 7 to 9, it costs you expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation.
He grabs me instead.
That's what I was thinking.
He pulls me out. I just wave to you. I'm like, hey, Leftwing.
Does that sound interesting to you?
So you get sucked. He gets sucked in data cable.
Yeah.
Wise? Oh, darn it.
Yeah.
Well, can he?
This is terrible.
I mean, so King does that on purpose. I assume that has to be a thing King does on purpose, right? Like. He can't activate King's power, can he?
I'm not sure what you mean.
So like King would do that because he can't, right?
Like, okay, yeah. Hold up. I have a great scene actually. So he reaches out and thinks he's grabbing Mist, right? He tries pulling Mist. But Bastion puts himself in the way, and he pulls Bastion instead.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Where am I pulled?
Into the
you were pulled
matrix.
into the digital matrix of wherever he's bringing you. And I think do I get to go
like full Digimon now?
Yeah, you go full Digimon.
Let's go.
And you go into this weird place. Like it's like blue everywhere as like a representation of where you are. And you see a bunch of like information, and then you feel like you exited a tunnel chute and then snap back into it, and you go into this weird tech sphere area that feels like a prison of
prison or prism.
Prison of information. And you are digitally captured in this realm, and
I summon Agumon.
So you are in this weird space, but you're somehow able to like think and see and move, and you try and like well, I guess you like try and move around a bit, and as you get close to the edge of your cage, you see like the bars of your information cage like appear, as if there's like a firewall around you, that you have like a an encrypted information center where you can't quite leave your little data box, but you seem to see another person that's in this prison with you, not in your cage, but like in this like prison scape.
Okay.
You see somebody else in a different cage.
Who is it?
You don't know.
What do they look like?
I knock on the firewall. I'm like, hi. Hello.
Yeah, I think he seems really like he almost seems asleep to you.
I'm there too, right?
You are not there.
Oh. Wake up.
I want you to roll comfort.
Click your heels against yourself 3 times and say, "There's no place like home."
I want you to roll comfort or support to see if you can wake this guy up out of his stupor.
What if I provoke him instead?
Hey,
idiot, wake up. Let me out of this.
What would you be trying to get him to do? Just wake up?
Yeah. I mean, whenever I'm trying to wake my wife up, being comforting and supporting isn't work. I have to annoy her to get up.
Well, I think this is more explicitly comforting or supporting. He doesn't want to wake up.
Okay. Like again, that feels more like provoke.
Yeah. I guess
I'm not
it's
trying
just
to
in
make
the
him
way
feel
that
good
you're
about
doing
himself.
it. Yeah. It's just in the way that you're doing it. Trying to think. I think just saying, "Hey, idiot, wake up," isn't enough for him to be susceptible to your words.
Yeah.
So he just doesn't wake up.
Yeah. Well, so but you can keep trying. Or we can cut back to left wing and then give you some time to, because like you could try assess the situation. I want to. This is narratively speaking, I don't think it makes sense for him to.
I got it. Hey, Mr. Computer Guy. I know you're stuck in here too, but you're still, I mean, it's pretty cool that we're in here together. We can escape now, and I bet you've got a cool, useful thing that we can use to get out of here together. Our powers combined and all that. And I'm going to use thermodynamic miracle. When you comfort or support someone by telling them what makes them unique, roll plus freak instead of mundane.
You don't even know who it is. How can you tell them what makes them unique?
I think it's unique that we're locked in here together.
I think you'd have to figure out what his how he is unique and special first before using that. But I love that answer. But you'd have to roll to assess the situation. Or actually, I think it's more. Let me look at the. What care can I use to? No, assess the situation will work, because what care can I use to blank? Pierce the mask is more like, what do you intend to do? How could it get your character to blank? How could it gain influence over you? I suppose either one could work, but I'm assuming you want to use superior and not mundane. So,
yeah. I mean, superior is pretty garbage too, but yeah. Oh, okay.
Hey, there's 7.
Yeah.
You rolled at a -2.
Yeah, I've got
holy cow. Addition. Yeah, because you got 4. Yeah, you have 4 conditions.
Let's see what mundane would be. Ooh, oh dear.
Oh dear, yeah, we got roll a 2 with a -3.
You got snake eyes on that one.
Oh, well, yeah, that was literally as bad as it could possibly be.
That's why I don't roll mundane.
Yeah. Okay, so assess the situation. On a 7 to 9, ask 1, and you take +1 while acting on the answers. So, what here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger?
Can I use to escape?
Well, that would be him, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's a waste.
Okay. What can I use here to get this idiot up?
Get this.
Gross, Jared.
Dave.
Oh. Well, so my thought is you were trying to figure out how he's unique or special so that you could use that thermodynamic role. So my thought would be,
maybe you could know who he is.
What here?
I'm trying to find the.
Yeah, I don't know what.
There's assess. Okay.
I'm trying to find a way to manipulate the answers or the questions to get that question.
How could we best end this? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
What here can I use to? I don't think there's any way to like ask that.
Yeah. Well, we'll just
really
say
you
can ask
questions.
it. Yeah, I agree. I just kind of fudge them most of the time. Yeah. So, you're trying to figure out how he's unique or special, and I think you see that he
is an alien.
No, he's not an alien. Oh. He has what you can tell. He looks like maybe from the the information that's surrounding his like information cage. You can see that he has a ton of knowledge about powers and the potentials and what people can do with their powers.
Oh. Yeah, I walk up to like the side of the cage and I'm like, are we in like a digital zoo then?
I'm not really sure what digital zoo means necessarily.
Yeah,
but
like the little information plates on front of our cage. What does mine say?
Oh, I don't think it says anything. I think there's just a bunch of like maybe you see his Oh, okay, yeah. So you see data streams. That's what you see. So it's not a zoo. It doesn't have like a I know powers on it. You see data streams coming from him as if there's information being pulled from him, and it's just a bunch of information about powers.
Oh. Okay. Hey, mister, I can see you're super smart. Can you wanna help me get out of here? I know all of your knowledge is being stripped from your brain forcefully, but I think together we can get out of here.
How are you making him feel special?
Like calling him super smart. Bastion's not articulate.
I know, but I think that's the reason I don't want to let you roll on it, because it doesn't feel like it's something that Bastion would do to try and make someone feel special. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to make that have like a narrative weight to it, because like the move is supposed to be like how Palladium talks to everybody. You know what I mean? He's always like, you can do this, and Bastion's just not that person. Especially, I mean, like you're also angry, right? So like you're upset, you're frustrated about the situation. So it just feels like Bastion is like, come on, super smart guy, idiot, like wake up, we need to get out of here. So I'm gonna leave it be for a little bit. Let's get a time skip.
Before we go, Bastion's gonna try one more thing.
Okay.
Computer, release me.
Heck yeah, boys.
Alexa, let me out of here.
Okay. Let me go to.
Oh no, you're talking to our supercomputer. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were trying to talk to the computer you're in.
No. Okay.
That's what he thinks all computers work that way.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Hold up. Let me, because there's something to do with your sanctuary.
I mean, I also technically can just get out of here whenever because I have portal. I mean, unless Connor just straight up denies it.
So when you call upon the resources of your sanctuary to solve a problem, say what you want to do. The GM will give you 1 to 4 requirements from the following, which you must fulfill to complete your solution. First, you must ... You need help from. You and your team will risk danger from. The best you can do is a lesser version, unreliable and limited. You'll need to mock a box on your Doom track, or you'll have to obtain. So you could call upon your sanctuary. You could be like supercomputer. Let me out of here, and then you'll have to.
Because all computers are hooked up together, right?
I mean, or if like my phone could vibrate and I pull it out, there's a little like Chinese chibi thing on there.
You have an app, a supercomputer app.
No, that doesn't. So
also, you probably don't have a smartphone, anyways.
I definitely do like the idea that like even phone. That like Bastion says like, yeah, like computer, let me out, and maybe he's not talking to his supercomputer, but the supercomputer hears him.
Yeah,
and because it's connected.
That's obviously his intention behind it, because he thinks, that's the only experience he has with like a real computer.
So yeah, you say wait, what did you say? You said computer what?
Computer, release us.
Release us? Okay. So once you say that, we're gonna cut before we come back to this, but once you say that, you see in Chinese right outside of your cage says, hello. Hello, Bastion. How can I be of assistance today? And then we'll cut over to Leftwing and me too, man. This is so good. I love these beats. It's so good. Okay, we're gonna cut over to Leftwing and King. So Leftwing, you have a similar experience. You are sucked into the data tunnel, and then you seem to like exit a tunnel as if you can like see the world around you, and then you go back into a tunnel, and it's much faster than the last time that you did this.
When I crossed multiple states in like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
It's okay.
you appear into back underground where the base was. You appear right back into that same room, and
it's not collapsed.
That is a great question. Let me.
I assume this is
King's Gang's lair.
I assume this is a digital representation of it.
Yeah, probably. It'd be stupid of him to give me control of myself.
So let me see here. You appear here with, well, I don't have King on the board. Well, it doesn't really matter. So I mean, all these people are gone from here. But you appear Soda Pop.
There. That's right.
Soda Pop is standing over here with.
Oh, good. All
right. Whoops. Here we go with Unnamed Girl. She's much bigger now for some reason.
I was going to
say. And you appear here with King.
Okay.
And the room seems surprisingly back to normal, as if there was never a fight in here to begin with. And King lands and says, and turns to you, and says, "You were worried about Soda Pop and her, weren't you? I went to save them first."
Oh, all right, good.
And you turn and look, and Sleeves is still in his cage over here, and he's probably just like on the ground, like holding his head, like frustrated. And he says, "Come on, let's go talk. I was hoping to help Mist get the poison out of her system, but since you and your team are being obstinate, I guess I'll just have to hope that she doesn't die." And he seems angry. He's frustrated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was like, you better hope she doesn't die.
Yeah. He says, I don't know if he says it. He just takes in a deep breath as if he wants to lash out in anger, but doesn't. And he just like walks into this room and sits down on like this chair or whatever.
All right. Yeah, I go in.
Yeah.
I think before I go in, I turn to Soda Pop. I'm like, sure. I'm glad you're all right. I was worried this place caved in.
She kind of looks at you in alarm as if she's just noticing you're there for the first time and goes, "Oh, yeah, of course. Thanks for your concern. I'm glad you're able to talk with King now. Is everyone else okay?"
No. I'll just go back in to the room.
Yeah, okay. I think she looks very concerned and maybe like grabs Unnamed Girl. And walks away. Yeah. So King is sitting in the room. Do you also take a seat, or are you standing?
Yeah, I mean, he'll just stand.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I wanted that that to be stated, because I think it's a great moment. Okay, so
a chance for me to be crappy.
Yeah. He says, I want to tell you a story.
All right.
A long time ago, I used to work for your government. I was an agent. I did a lot of technical work and research. There came a point in time where I realized we weren't the good guys. And so I left.
You feel like you're the good guys now?
Yeah, he thinks about that for a long while. And he says, I think we are struggling against our nature to be what this world truly needs to survive, or this society truly needs to survive and move on from all of the blood that has been spilled over the Heroes in Training program by our government. I take responsibility for it as well.
What do you mean, blood that's been spilled over the HIT program? What are you talking about? That's not a thing, right? As far as we're aware.
That there's been blood spilled over it? No.
Yeah, I figured, but I just figured I'd ask.
Do you know why we let your friends come here tonight to rescue you, rather than just handing you back over to them?
So you could squish them with rocks?
So that we could figure out where Echo's brother is.
You're going to do that by squishing him with rocks? That was your opening move, remember? The non-earthbending rocks to kill everybody?
Yeah, that doesn't seem to faze him at all. He just says, I'd still like to hear the answer to Echo's, or to Muzzle's question. But I bet you don't even know who his brother is, or that he even had a brother. Do you want to know why?
I probably don't even know who Echo is.
Echo is the
no, I mean in character. Like I probably didn't know who he was until now. I don't think that Left Wing pays a lot of attention.
Sure. Yeah, to like the hero world
kind of stuff. Yeah. In the same way that I know about 10 celebrity names, I've got a feeling Left Wing knows about 10
hero names. Yeah. The Celestial Seven, Left Wing, Palladium, and Bastion.
I know our names. That's what I got. And I know Countess. Yeah. And probably Heartbeat, because he was super famous. I know. Once you know one of them, you know all of them. They're all I know Heartbeat. Oh, sorry. What did he said? You probably didn't know he had a brother.
Yeah, he didn't even know you had a brother. He said, "Do you want to know who he is?"
I mean, I was only vaguely even aware of who Echo was before he came to save me, or whatever. So
he grunts and he goes, "Ignorance is bliss."
Yeah, I suppose it's not doing me a lot of good right now.
Sometimes the power serum can have disastrous consequences. I was one of the ones that helped make the serum.
Okay.
I knew full well what it could do.
How long ago did this start?
I think I can't remember exactly. It's either 15 years ago is when it was revealed and heroes were upon the scene. Right. But he, if you ask that question, like how long ago was this? He probably says 20, 25 years. He probably says 25 years is like when they started researching on it, when he started working on the serum.
Right. I was just wondering if that meant he was like 100 years old or something.
All right. Oh, no. So he says, sometimes when the serum was injected, people would die, the one who was injected would simply die. Their body couldn't handle the power that they received, and we knew this full well as we continued to give people powers, pretending that they were completely safe and that everyone around them was completely safe. And I think we get some like you remember in the like first episode where we had that like infamous style like comic like renderings of like these different scenes where it's like just like an image and then the image like is just a different image and it's
sure, like a slideshow.
Kind of like a slideshow. I think we get some scenes where it's like someone is injecting someone with something and then he just like explodes and kills a bunch of people, or like, and then we see a different one where it's like he wakes up and like grabs someone's neck and like squishes them. We just see like these different scenes from like his mind of these things that he's witnessed, or it's explaining to you of what he is saying. So I'm not going to confirm or deny whether or not he's lying to you or not, but he says, and then there was Whisper, Echo's brother. When he got his power, we knew that it could have something to do with sound, like Echo. Echo was the older brother. He got the serum first. So we tried to take some precautions. We put him in a soundproof room, but we left him in the city. And we cut to someone that looks like Echo's brother in a padded room getting a serum, and the serum like takes effect, and then he goes, "Was that it?" Except his words, "Was that it?" are the loudest thing that anyone has ever heard, and we just see the city, like a section of the city, just like, or like maybe like a city block, explode. Just the sound wave just erupts and the entire like block just explodes.
Dang.
And we see Muzzle in the city on a bike, and he like turns, like falls off the bike and turns and looks, and he's like, and he's like young and without a mask on. He's like, that's where I live. And we cut back to King and Leftwing in the room, and King says, his whole family was murdered in the blink of an eye because we gave someone too much power. And we took so little precaution and care about what that might do to the people around us. Their blood is on my hands. But you know what Whisper did after that? He couldn't stop screaming. And then we cut back to the city, and just more and more that like crater just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And he's just like, we just see Whisper like screaming in agony at what's happening. And just like the city just keeps getting more and more just like obliterated.
Ooh.
And he says, what Muzzle wants is not some petty revenge. He wants justice. And I am partly to blame. Which is why, when this is all over, I promised everyone who follows me that the crown will pass to them. They will be able to lead the future of the world.
Yeah, man. You know, I've seen the people in your crew. That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Okay.
Like I get that. I get that. Like, I'm not surprised to hear that all of this started with a whole bunch of people dying. I'm pretty sure that's like how everything starts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awful, and I understand why Mask Guy wants revenge. I mean, ideally he shouldn't have to get revenge. I get that. It should just be, you know, the system and all that. It should have dealt with him. I'm surprised you didn't. I mean, I assume you stopped him from screaming somehow. We're all still here.
He says, yes. But instead of giving him the justice that he deserved, or putting down the dog that murdered thousands, they put him in a padded cell that could withstand his sound waves and feed him 3 times a day. He gets to visit his family, something that Muzza will never get to do again.
Yeah, but I mean, like, when he killed them, he did it because he didn't know what was happening. He didn't know that was going to happen. I feel like, I mean, maybe him continuing to scream is sort of on him, but I mean, if he was crazy, then, you know. All I'm saying is it sounds like your guys' fault more than his. Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, regardless.
Yeah, he like clenches his fist at that.
Yeah.
He's like, he's so mad. Like, you can't see the truth. He says that. He says, you can't see the truth through all the lies.
Man, I'm just going off of what you said. You said you gave him too much power. He accidentally killed people. And then he screamed because he was in terror.
And you know what I did? I left. I made sure that the government that I served would get what's coming to them. And you know what they did? They helped the murderer. And now they want to kill me and the victims of the story. And he says, you know why Shatter is on the team? Left wing? Or not team, he says gang. You know why I have Shatter under my protection?
No.
He says, Shatter is just a victim of a society that took away her choices and made her into something she did not want to be. Is that what Leftwing's doing?
Yeah. Shatter is a literal terrorist.
Yeah. He says, when her only parent, her mother, became terminally ill, Shatter took it upon herself to join the HIT program and to pay for her mother's medical bills. Upon her first visit back after having been permanently turned into sand, her mother was so horrified at the sight of her daughter's life having been ruined because she had gotten sick. She had a heart attack and died on the spot in front of her. That night, Shatter found bombs and planted them in the hero headquarters, and then was burned alive. Death would have been a mercy. But now her form is even more unable to experience physical touch and affection. And he holds up his hand that he touched her with earlier when he was trying to calm her down. And it's like got a bandage on it and like cut.
Yeah.
And says, and every time she tries to walk or move, she experiences the pain of her glass breaking and reforming, like bones cracking with every step. And he calms down. He was like sitting on the edge of his seat, and he calms down and like sits back a bit.
What? Sorry, he said she found bombs.
Yeah.
And then planted them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think Leftwing stands up and is standing. He leans forward too, and he's like, "That's awful. I understand that. That doesn't give her the right to try and blow people up with bombs. Do you understand that? This is not a difficult thing. Bad things happen to you. Bad things happen to everyone. You know why I have powers? Someone hit me with a truck. That's why I have powers. I didn't decide I would just murder a bunch of innocent people. All right? Because I'm not insane. And if you're telling me your plan is to hand your crown, as it were, to people who decided when they were injured that they would just cause a bunch of damage to everyone else, that they would just take the hell they're in and make everyone else sit in it. I assumed you were some kind of vigilantes. Now you just sound like actual villains. I don't understand what you're doing here.
Yeah. He says, the innocent? You think Shatter tried to kill the innocent? And we cut back to like a flashback of you guys like facing down her. And she's just a bunch of sand. And she's like, you want to know who I am? I'm Shatter. I'm here to destroy your hero society. Bring the hit program down to its knees. For ruining my life. And we cut back to King and Leftwing. That's me fixing my plot hole. And he says, you think she wanted to take out revenge on the innocent? She was trying to bring down the program that destroyed her life and killed her mother.
She planted a bomb in a program that teaches children. She was going to blow up children. All right. Why are you trying to protect these people?
I think he like looks down at his own hands and he says, because I'm the cause of their suffering.
So then try and help them. Don't just cause a bunch of problems for everybody else.
He says, and what do you think I'm doing?
Causing a bunch of problems for everybody else.
Yeah. He says, I'm trying to help them. I'm trying to give them a life and a future that our governments took away from them.
If you wanted to do that, you would just use your ridiculous power to set them up in a swanky mansion somewhere and never have to work again. No, you're trying to get them to murder people because they're damaged. And the only thing that will fix them is more hurt.
I'm trying to give them justice. I'm trying to right the wrongs of our society and expose the evils of your government.
Yeah, you can do all of that without killing people. And I know you say you have a rule against killing, but I feel like your people don't care about that rule. Within 4 seconds of me coming here, you had to keep somebody from murdering me.
He says, oh, I see. Because I am stopping these people from murdering, I'm the bad guy.
No, you wanting to hand them the crown makes you the bad guy.
Yeah, he says, when I'm through with my reign and hand them the crown, there will be no more justice to give out. Their reign will be peaceful because they'll have no one that needs to die.
Because everyone is dead? Bad things aren't going to stop happening just because psychos are in charge. I don't understand.
He stands up and he says, I've said too much already. And walk towards the door. And he waits in the doorway and he says, because it's clear you won't join us. There's nothing more I can say.
Yeah, look, man, you're trying to help people. I guess that's good. You should find a way to do that doesn't cause twice as much damage as you're repairing. All right.
He says, you should do the same. And he turns around and he says, Shadow's story taught me something that I had always known. The youth are the only truly innocent among us. They had little choice in this world people like me have created. And tell me, Leftwing, which hero was there to save Shatter? I was. Or do you think heroes are only those the government employs?
No, man, heroes are the ones who stop people from blowing people up with bombs.
And he says, and he says, then your government became the exact thing they meant to destroy. When we gave Whisper his power to kill thousands. And he says, I know that you want freedom more than anything. You won't get that where you are. In fact, it won't be long before they ask you for your DNA to try and manipulate it and create something to take away others' powers. Mark my words, Leftwing. Any day now, and they'll ask you. And then what will you do?
Why do you think that's possible? Oh, sorry.
Will you be the cause of taking away others' freedom?
You mean if they take away powers?
He says, if they use you to take away others' freedom by taking away their powers.
I mean, you don't need to have powers to have freedom. In fact, I'd almost argue that it's sort of the opposite. The fact that you have so much power is the only reason I'm stuck in this room. If you didn't have powers, you'd just be another guy.
Yeah, he starts to like chuckle at that and says, I hope when the day comes that I'll get to see how you respond. And then he walks out of the room.
Yeah.
And he says, if you'd like me to take you back, I will. You're free to go. And he holds out his hand, like Dumbledore style. Like, if you take my hand, I'll take you back.
Sure. All right. Yeah. Leftwing just sort of looks at him for a couple seconds, and he'll take his hand.
So he takes your hand, and then we'll like transition as you're like going through the cables. We'll transition back to Bastian.
That scene was really fun. I just was like listening to an audiobook basically, right? Like,
yeah. I've been looking forward to that conversation for a long time.
Yeah.
Did he lie about Shatter's backstory, or did we change it?
Well,
we never knew her backstory, did we?
Oh,
what do you mean?
Because originally I thought Dragon was the one who turned her to glass.
He did.
He did. Yeah.
Oh, but you said it was the bombs.
No, she was going to bomb people, and that's why he turned her to glass.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I get it.
Okay. Yeah.
I misheard.
No, it's fine. Yeah, it was unclear. It was pretty unclear.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
No.
I understand why he thought that, though.
I was just trying to make.
You're making a reference.
I was making an Avatar: Last Airbender reference.
Dragon's still based. That's all.
Did Jet just die? It was pretty unclear.
I agree. I was like, when he died, I was like, why is it playing sad music? People get hit with rocks every episode, like 100 times. Yeah. He's fine. Yeah. And then he was dead, and I'm like, he's dead? Like, this is the wimpiest guy in the world. Children get hit with harder attacks in this show.
It was pretty unclear.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so Bastian, back to you. What? So you asked your computer for help, right?
And now you give him like requirements.
I give you 1 to 4 requirements from the following, which you must fulfill to complete your solution. First, you must gain influence over King.
Gain influence?
Gain influence over King.
Oh. That's a good thing, isn't it?
What's that?
Gaining influence over someone's a good thing, right?
Yeah, but he has to
roll
before,
to obtain the influence.
he has to try and get that.
You're saying he has to do that. Okay.
He has to do that. Yeah.
That's when he got it. No,
obtain his secret files.
And the best you can do is a lesser version, unreliable and limited. You won't be able to free him from this, but you will be able to talk with him.
Okay.
So you just gotta figure out how to
go and search his Google history.
Just keep backing up one step and just give more requirements
So your sanctuary can't solve the problem for you until you obtain those two, or you can only do a lesser version of that. But first, you must obtain influence from King. So you'll have to figure out how to gain influence from him before you can release him from this.
Is that King in there with him?
It's about to be. No, the person in the cage is not King.
Oh, okay. I was like, how is he supposed to get influence over King? He's not there.
Yeah,
I see. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, he could also gain influence over King by like finding secret files on King. Technically, that feels like something that matters.
But I don't know how he could do that except for what he's doing right now.
Right.
Is why
right. Well, so I also assume, Connor, that like the reason Bastion knows this is like he sees in the air Chinese characters that come up that basically say like, I need access to his files or like something along the lines that's like giving Bastion the information.
Yeah, I'm not sure what
would the computer say.
I think
otherwise Bastion just like stands there and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, the supercomputer just like does like a bunch of like fast iterations, just like a bunch of text just like keeps appearing and then like rewriting itself, and then it all fades away and says, I need King's password.
Okay.
Or no, it says I need permission from the server administrator.
All right, Bastion, just say free. Hey, computer, free us with administrator access.
Yeah, I think that's what he actually tries, but I assume that's not going to work.
Yeah, it says first I need administrator permission from the administrator.
All right. I got a plan. Well, you said he's going to be here, right?
Yeah.
I can't. I physically can't do anything without him here.
Well, I figured you'd try and make a roll to like do some sort of tech thing to like try and find a workaround. But if you feel like Bastion can't really do that, or you don't have an idea for that, I'll have him show up.
If the computer, he'd just keep doing what he's doing and giving like very simple commands to the computer.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, if you want me to roll for that,
well, it's up to you. It's up to you. Whatever sounds most interesting to you.
You should say, computer, bring me the administrator, and then he just
yeah.
You know what? Against like, could it bring him in against his will? He's just like, what am I doing here? Like at the end of David's conversation, he just disappears.
100%. If you say bring me King, that is 100% what happens.
Yeah, like the second your conversation ends, he just disappears.
He doesn't. He was transferring left wing back.
Yeah, maybe I show up to it. I'm like, wait, why are we here?
I don't think you're there. I think you find yourself in like this weird, like endless loop, and you're like, wait, where am I? Like, I've seen that sign before. Like, what? And we get kind of like a funny scene there of like left wing to like, where am I? And then King comes into the room, and he looks around and sees you, Bastion, and he's like, how did you bring me here?
I'm the administrator now.
Oh man!
But I forgot my password. Could you remind me what my password is?
I don't think the movie came out yet.
It didn't.
Sorry. In this world, it came out already.
Yeah, there you go.
He read the book.
He frowns and looks at you just like flabbergasted. But he just kind of waits for your lead as to why you brought him here.
Yeah. What move gives you influence?
Let me see. So I think you can assess the situation to figure out what here can I use to gain influence over them. You could do that. Pierce the mask. How could I gain influence over you? That's one of the questions you can ask. And then provoke someone. You can either provoke someone susceptible to your words, say what you're trying to get them to do, and roll plus superior. For NPCs on a 10+, they rise to the bait and do what you want. But on a 7 to 9, you can instead choose one. And one of them is they overreact and you gain influence over them.
Oh,
so you have to hope you don't do super well.
Okay. Can we?
Well, I mean, the role could be provoked, like, give me your password, or you could just say release him, right? Like,
you know what?
Or like tell me, like, wake him up is probably more like what.
Slight flashback, like 40 seconds. I asked the computer who that guy is.
Yeah, the computer says, I don't know. It's someone with the. Yeah, I think it's really confused. I think it says, it's like it does a bunch of iterations and then it says I ... and then it fades. I ... and fades, and it says, I have no clue. It says I have no expletive idea.
Man, well, there goes that plan.
And it literally types out expletive with like asterisks around it.
Yeah.
Censoring itself.
Oh man, this is not his cup of tea. This is not Bastion's cup of tea.
Yep. I love this though. This is such a great scene for him. He's totally out of his element. Man.
I mean, I think the only thing he can do is try to like trick him.
Sure, yeah. There isn't so like Leftwing has a move that is that roll. You could spend a Doom track to do that and try and confuse him, or you could roll Pierce the Mask to try and give influence over him.
What is that move, David?
It's a superior move. Wait, what happened to it?
It's in.
Oh crap! Hold on. Sorry, I accidentally left Roll 20.
I can try and bring it up here.
I have it on my character sheet.
Are you watching closely? When you mislead, distract, or trick someone, roll plus superior. On a hit, they are fooled at least for a moment. On a 10 plus, choose 3. On a 7 to 9, choose 2. On a miss, you're hopelessly embroiled in it and under pressure. Mark a condition.
Mm-hmm.
And the things you choose are like,
you get an opportunity, you expose a weakness or flaw, you confuse them for some time, you avoid further entanglement. If you're on a 10 plus, you would choose 3 of those. It's actually a really strong move.
It's great.
I have a -2 to that right now, though.
Right, yeah, because of the conditions.
Well, no, so it's not.
Oh, that's right.
Conditions
Yeah,
are to specific moves.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have a -2 on that.
But I'd be rolling superior.
Yeah,
but you don't have a -2 to superior. You have a -2.
Yeah, the penalty is to
provoke someone and assess the situation. That's what guilty.
Yeah. They're just the moves that use superior. They get a penalty, but not. This is a different move.
Oh, so I'm just rolling superior with a.
It would just be whatever your superior is. Yeah.
Yep. Which is 0.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do that. My Doom track's full, by the way.
Oh man,
great.
Woo!
Keep in mind what happens when you get all the way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the name. I'm sure he remembers.
Yeah.
Doom.
Yeah.
What happens when you fill the Doom track?
You
get a new Doom sign.
Oh yeah.
He gets a new Doom sign. So he is officially.
My Doom sign is Dark Visions. Mark your Doom track to have a vision about the situation at hand.
After the vision, ask the GM a question. They will answer it honestly.
I'm gonna mark it. Who is that man?
Okay. All right. So 100%. You can do that. You have to then take another Doom sign, which you're filling 2 right now.
Yep.
But we should probably. I guess
I've got 14.
Why don't you roll to since you did mark a Doom track to use that ability? Yeah. Make that roll first, and then then you can decide if you want to even use Dark Visions first, because
that's a good idea.
I mean,
I want him to essentially trick them into saying that I have permission in a way, shape, or form.
Do
I have your, because you said you needed administrator's permission.
Yeah.
Do I have permission to join you?
Yeah, dude. Nice. And then he'll be like, yes, you have permission. And then the computer will be like, sweet. Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
Everything you said to Leftwing just inspired me.
I don't think you heard any of it though, right?
Oh, exactly. He's confusing him.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, he didn't know anything you said, but he knows that you wanted to talk to him, and
they're talking.
He assumed it's something about joining or being a rebel of some sort.
Keep in mind, King definitely knows. Like, I think it makes sense for Bastion to try this, but King knows what you can and can't do from here, right? He put you here.
Well, yeah,
except for
he doesn't think
the fact
I have
that
any
the supercomputer can apparently.
Oh, there you go.
About
There
that.
you go. He doesn't know about your computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He doesn't even know how he got there.
And then
Exactly.
one more thing. You go ahead and roll if you want to.
Okay.
With the it should be 0. So if it
it's going to add
give you a -2, so
just
give it a +2 advantage. Yeah. But just keep in mind, if you are using dark visions, there has to be some sort of narrative reason why dark visions make sense, which I think in this tech world definitely makes sense. But I just want to make sure I set that precedent.
Darn.
Ooh,
I'm going to use a team selfishly.
Yeah. So you could move your superior up. So I think you have to describe. Let me pull up. I think it's peripheral moves.
Yeah.
You have to. When you act selfishly, say how your actions ignore or insult your teammates. Remove one team from the pool and shift one label up and one label down, your choice. And you can use this option after the label you're rolling with. So what would you be doing here to upset your team? I guess that would be the question.
I think the only thing I could think of that would make narrative sense is that the computer is basically working like super overdrive and it's going to damage the school in some way, shape, or form. Damage the academy.
It burns up all of my stuff. With heat. But also, just to be clear,
I can't really offend anyone right here, so giving it like a tangible cost.
I'm floating around. You could insult me, and I'll hear it. But also,
I injure.
Well, I guess there'd be no reason to injure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose maybe because you kept him for so long, maybe Left Wing starts to like digitally deteriorate. Yeah, he starts to degrade. Yeah. So he's like,
I do actually want to try something here.
Go ahead.
I guess it's up to you about how we never quite decided how we want our like narrative powers progression to work necessarily. I have a trick that was the next thing that he learns how to do that I'll have him try now, but I don't want to interrupt the scene. I just I have a way for him to get out if you'll let me try it.
Sure. Yeah.
We'll see if
well, I guess it'll depend on if I think it makes sense with King's power. I'm assuming you're going to try and take King's power.
No.
Oh, okay.
So the next step for Left Wing is that he can swap places with things he's seen that he remembers. And it's harder the more things have changed.
Yeah, sure.
And so I want him to try and do that because he's stuck in the Matrix and he's I think he's like, the only thing I can do is try and replace myself with something that I can't see.
Yeah, I love that. So we'll cut to Left Wing and we just see him start to like degrade and he's like crap. And then we'll cut back to King and Bastion.
Do you want me to try that now or do you want to do that later?
Let's wait. Let's have you try that in a minute.
Yeah.
But I want to resolve. So Bastion, so go ahead and change your labels then to superior up and whatever you want to put down.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're going to put saver down.
No, I'll put danger down.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So then that would be a partial success. So what were you trying to do again? Oh, his special move. Okay.
Convince him to basically just say I have permission to join his group. But essentially giving permission to the computer.
So on a 7 to 9, you would choose 2. So you get an opportunity, you expose a weakness or flaw, you confuse them for some time, and you avoid further entanglement. So maybe you say you avoid further entanglement and you expose a weakness or flaw. Exposing the weakness or flaw would be he gives you permission.
Do I want to avoid future entanglement though? Because I want to get that other guy out of here too.
Usually if you don't pick that, it means something bad's going to happen. It's like one of those you should pick, like you don't take damage from the thing, right? Where it's like there will be bad stuff if you don't take this.
So I already said that one of the conditions of your help from the sanctuary is that you can't free him, but you could wake him up and talk to him.
Okay. I
don't think there's a narrative reason for you to be able to get him out.
Well, does the administrator have permission to get him out?
That is a great question. That is not a question that you have access to get an answer to.
You would probably assume that that's the case, but it sounds like mechanically.
Well, yeah. Right? You don't need to tell me that, but would it happen?
I think him
let's
saying you
put it
can't
this
pick
way.
that option is him saying no, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to know if using one of the perks of this move, one of the two for this move, would be getting him out or not.
No.
Okay. Gotcha. Oh yeah, then I'll do. Dang it. Where is this on the move sheet?
I can
it's
hold
a
up a second.
special move. What are you looking for?
I think I
I'm looking
can-
through the basic moves. I'm like,
It's on delinquent. It's not a basic move. It's in delinquent. I don't know why it went into 2 messages, but I just posted it in the chat on Roll20, so you can read the move.
Yeah, you get an opportunity to expose weakness, flock, confuse them, or avoid.
Is it possible to prolong this and wait for David or Left Wing to get here? I think this would be a good time for Left Wing to show up.
Well, I can't come
I don't think
here.
he's going to. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to the real world. I don't even know you're here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do I know he's here?
Do you know Left Wing's here?
Yeah, that he got like caught in the transfer. Is that something that the computer would let me know?
Yeah, maybe the computer says Left Wing is caught in the transfer and is degrading.
Okay, I want to. Would you mind if I brought you here, David?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't know. I shouldn't say anything.
Do you not want me to?
I think it's less interesting. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Because he could theoretically switch with the guy and go into his cage, and then he'd be in my cage, and then we could escape together.
I don't think
then I'd be stuck there.
Left Wing could.
But then you could evolve your ability and switch with something outside.
Sure, I don't know. I could do that.
Well, yeah. So I don't think Left Wing can switch places digitally with someone else that's digital.
Okay.
I think that's a stretch of the power in terms of
it's definitely at least
what it can actually do.
If he can't do it, he can't do it right now. Certainly.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
I think like getting out of a digital realm is one thing, but like switching like your data, switching places with somebody else's data. I feel like that might be stressing.
Like physicalized here, right? Like if somebody stabbed me in the head here, I would die. So I mean, I don't know that it's that much of a stretch.
No, I don't think you would die because
like even though you're experiencing like that, apparently you're not.
So like my body degrading wouldn't
I don't know,
then, right?
Either
my body degrading in the transfer means something or it doesn't, right?
Well, so
that
would be like your information, like the information of your body.
Well, right, but I mean, in theory, that's all that's happening in physical reality too. I'm teleporting I'm switching our physical information, right? I don't know that in the way that this represents people in the Matrix. I don't know that it would actually be any different.
No. I think it would be very difficult, but I see the argument for it. I think it's possible. Yeah, that's hard to wrap my brain around. Though.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's good. It's because we're considering data as a physical entity that can be interacted with, which is not how it works. So, yeah.
Okay,
but I mean, I still think it would be interesting for him to try and get out on his own. But
okay,
I mean, maybe if I found a way to
make it work,
then you can. Okay, good.
All right. First, I'll mark a doom track to use portal, and I'll appear in the scene with unconscious guy, and then I'll use the two
you're in that scene already.
Yeah, you're in that scene already. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm in a scene with King. I'm not in a scene with him. I can't interact with him.
He's in the scene also.
Well, he's in the scene with you.
Yeah.
He's just
unconscious or whatever.
He's in what's the word? This is a joke, obviously, but he's in cryo sleep. What is that called?
Yeah, cryo sleep when you're frozen. Yeah.
I do like the implication that someone who's unconscious with you isn't in the scene with you, because it's like the assumption is they're having a scene somewhere else in their head, I guess.
And just keep in mind, any of your doom sign moves, you have to have a very persuasive argument for it, because carbon manipulation doesn't quite fit with a lot of these, so it has to be a little bit stretched.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just get out, I guess.
Well, so you get to choose two. So you can expose a weakness or flaw.
Mm-hmm.
And I would suggest also you avoid further entanglement with King.
As
and
a
exposing
note,
the weakness or flaws, you get the administrative password.
As a note, technically the doom signs have to do with your doom more than they have to do with your powers. So like this, I could see a lot of these things coming up as his connection to communist China and the stuff that's happening there is the main.
Oh, true. Yeah. His information is
thing.
leaking. Yeah.
That's the main reason thing that's giving him these abilities, even too, right? Like
it's like installing installing me is like installing TikTok. It comes with a bunch of spyware.
When you go through the My Communist Academy, they inject you with spyware in your blood. In your
okay. Hear me out. Their serum is different.
Yeah.
Right?
In a sense, it is different.
Okay.
In another sense, it's not.
Yeah. I leak some of that corrupted serum data into the space, and it corrupts the files. I corrupt the database. I hack the planet.
Okay, hold up. Take a step back. How about you choose two?
Yeah.
We've been choosing two for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. So you're using your sanctuary to make any of this possible. But I've declared one of the requirements one of the requirements of your sanctuary is the best you can do as a lesser version, unreliable and limited. So you can wake him up, but you can't release him from the cage.
Okay. I'm going to expose a weakness or flaw to escape, and I'm going to get an opportunity. I want to basically just download the database.
What database? What do you mean? Like download
this isn't
him?
like a he's like in a Matrix world, right? Like every
you said he's been downloading a bunch of information out of the guy's head.
Oh, you mean the stuff that the guy is uploading or whatever?
I mean, everything in here is technically information, so he can just make a copy of it, right?
Yeah, but everything in here is like all information at some point, right? Like, because it's like the Matrix, so you'd have to download everything.
Like, I'm not getting him out. I'm just getting like basically a copy of the information that's in here, so I know what's in.
So you get an opportunity. Would be right. That's what you're doing. Your opportunity is to try and download the information of him, but first you must gain influence over King.
Wait, what?
So you're trying to use your sanctuary to wake this guy up, right? Or originally it was to free him, right?
Well, I'm not freeing him.
I had two requirements on that. First, you must gain influence over King, and two, you can't quite free him. You can only wake him up and talk to him. So by you trying, well, exactly. So what I'm saying is, but what you're trying to do, so you get an opportunity. You're trying to do something that Bastion can't do, right? You're not in a realm that you can manipulate. You're using your supercomputer, and first you must gain influence over King in order to do that. So you get an opportunity. Could be, you get, I don't know, but the mechanical requirements that we've set up is you can't free him. So you get a lesser version of freeing him. Copying him could be a lesser version of that, right? But you also must gain influence over King. He has to let you do this, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's the other option he's picking, right? For this trick them move, right?
Well, he said expose a weakness or flaw to escape, right?
Right.
So he's escaping from King and then getting an opportunity to make
get a snapshot of this information that's being downloaded out of the guy. Is that the idea?
Okay, I'm going to give it to you. It's a lesser version of the copy. You don't get all the information, and that's the answer. So King is confused, right? What do you say that confuses King?
Well, I said I'm gonna join you.
Do you want me to join you? Yeah.
Do I have permission to join you?
Yeah. And so and
then once he says
he looks at you for a long time, and he says, "No, you don't have permission to join me."
Wait, what?
I don't think there's anything that you have done or shown me that convinces me that you want to be a part of this team. And you succeed at the roll, so you are confusing him. You are distracting him. He's on a hit. They are fooled at least for a moment.
Well, isn't the idea that he has to give him permission so he can get out? If he doesn't give him permission, then he can't.
And I thought we already established that he said yes.
So he isn't saying yes yet. I want to play out the scene a little bit more. I want you to. I want you to show me how you convince him that you want to be a part of the team.
Do you not know anything about me? Do you not know the corrupt government I just fought my way out of to get here, just to be part of another corrupt government?
Yeah, there you go. Nice. All right. Yeah, he says, and actually, okay, literally, I think the supercomputer even writes that down for you. It even like not where King can see, but like it shows you it like gives you an idea.
There's like a teleprompter.
Yeah, teleprompter behind his head. It says tell him you escaped the corrupt government into a new corrupt government.
That's hilarious. Really oh my gosh.
And he slowly nods his head and says, I see.
Tired of being a dog of the government no matter where I go.
Yeah. He continues to nod. He almost smiles and he says, I didn't think it would be you. But I suppose it does make sense. The desire for freedom is fleeting. When you've only been under one oppressive rule, the desire for freedom is compounded in you. Yes, I will accept your invitation. I will accept your request. You have permission to join me. And then, what does it look like when you do accomplish these things?
So like we reach out for like a handshake, and like the second he's about to touch me, I'm like, "You're stupid." I just vanish.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah. And then we'll cut back over to Left Wing. Do you want to try and so like we just see you like you're like crap, I'm losing information, and you see you like maybe like the speed of the loop is like getting faster and faster, and it looks more like the blue is starting to turn more white, like you're going at like hyperspeed through the tunnel.
Yeah, just accelerating every time.
Yeah. I could make a programming joke here. I don't think it'd make any sense. You're on an infinite loop.
Oh yeah,
it keeps reporting.
Yeah,
the same thing. Left wing is still. Left wing is still. Left wing is still.
Then your computer crashes.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so I think he's like, I need to get out of here, and then he's just gonna try anything. He probably tries a couple random things first, like switching places with things in the digital space.
Yeah, sure.
And then he's gonna try.
Maybe he's like, oh wow, I can teleport here.
Oh yeah. I didn't know it was gonna work or not, but
yeah.
So maybe he says that he works like, oh, okay. But I assume it doesn't fix it, right? He's still like,
yeah. I think you gain back your information though. Like maybe you teleport to your information and you like get it back. You're like reaching out towards where your information was like degrading towards, and you're like grabbing at little bits and pieces, and then you're like,
yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm hitting refresh every time I teleport.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, there you go.
And then I'm gonna imagine the space we were in and try and find something in it to like switch with, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know if any of the people are still there. I don't know what's going on. So I guess he wouldn't know that he has that limitation though, because he hasn't tried it yet. So I think he tries to switch places with a person that was there, like the silent guy.
Yeah, I try to switch places with Muscle.
And I assume he's not where he was at this point, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Moved a little bit, but I think maybe in your like mind's eye, you isolate the background from him. You just focus in on the person, and they're like, wherever he is, I want to switch with him.
Sure.
Is all this happening in a blink of an eye? Like for us,
I guess
outside?
that's a good question. Yeah,
it's been a few minutes.
Listening. Okay,
it's been a few minutes.
What's that happening? Are we?
Oh yeah, because I was in the physical world having that conversation.
Yeah. So it's not been an instant.
Right. Yeah, so I guess maybe let's find out what's happening.
Yeah. First. So Left Wing, you figure out exactly as you're. Yeah. So let's cut back to you guys. So So Mist is no longer in the carbon cup. That's an important detail, right? So she has kind of like fell and is like struggling to keep herself together, and her water is like leaking into the ground. And she seems to like be getting smaller.
Didn't Bastion make a carbon cup and then just keep it there? Like it didn't.
Oh yeah, I suppose it wouldn't just
when
like
he left.
Yeah, crumble. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So
she's still in the cup. Yeah.
I guess the
soup delivery.
I literally messaged my wife a few minutes ago and been like, I guess I'm just listening to this episode. Can you give me some breakfast? No, you're fine.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Of course, the moment that it gets here, that's when I actually need to talk.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like what the atmosphere is like out here. Are they making any moves? Are they just standing?
Tense.
Yeah,
it's tense, but they very much so respect King.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all like twitching at the bit, like they want to fight you, but they're just waiting. And I think probably Quantum Quill walks over to you. No, because she's still holding on to Echo's thing. Iceblade, let's get Iceblade back into the mix here. He walks over to you and he's like, I think we should take them.
That's what I'm wondering myself.
They're all just standing here waiting for King to return. The only problem is, and he turns around and looks at like the giant jet mech, and he's like, do you think he can still see us from here?
Can I assess the situation to find out?
Absolutely can.
Sweet. That definitely seems like the thing to do since we're all standing around, right? It's just like get a gauge on what's happening.
Yep.
All right. Holy hits.
Crap. Okay, ask 2. What
this
here
is
can
why
I use to blank?
This is why I never upgrade, is because I'm just too good at this game.
There you go. Yeah, yep.
Okay, so
who here is most vulnerable to me? What here is in the greatest danger? What here is the biggest threat? I mean, what here is the biggest threat could definitely be.
Yeah, that's a good one to ask. I'll ask that one. What here is the biggest threat?
The biggest threat is definitely the jet. King can still see what's going on.
Okay.
Here.
All right. How could we best end this quickly?
Man.
Like, is there a move I could make to still capture? Because I really want to capture this gang if we can. That would be so good. So cool.
I'm trying to think. I don't think so. I think the best way, maybe I'll kind of rephrase the question. The best way to end this is to wait for King. I can't think of, like, unless you can think of something you could do. In terms of raw firepower, it's right now you don't have Left Wing or Bastion. Echo's on the ground and Quantum Quill is holding in his blood.
Yeah,
and
the 2 people
Mist
are dying,
is
right?
poisoned. And it's like the only 3.
And I also don't have a good savior anymore.
There's only 2 fighters. It would really be you and Iceblade, right? Because Thunder is still there.
Yeah, the Thunder can help.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be how could we best end this quickly. Thunder could try and let out a massive attack to but I don't think you can capture them, right? But if you did that, made a massive attack towards them, I think the jet can see and attack, right? And he has Marty still inside the jet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I say I look at around and I'm like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So
the best end this quickly would be to attack them all if there wasn't the biggest threat of the jet. Or Thunder, which could just attack them all if the biggest threat of the jet wasn't there with Marty inside.
I say, Iceblade, just how good are you at angles?
He says, it's what I'm best at.
Do we see an opening on the jet?
He does the cartoonish glance behind him, don't want to let him notice that he can see him, and he says, no. He's like,
yeah. I shake my head. I'm like, I don't know if there's a way to get out of this right now.
He says, wait a second. And he turns and fully looks at the jet, and he's like, I think I can see more than just angles right now. I think I can see weak points.
Upgrade your power?
He's like, I don't know. Is there...
If you can land a shot to take that thing out in one hit, then we have a shot. Then we have a chance. But
he says, yeah, it's the fuel tank. Only problem is Marty's
still inside.
And he says, and if I did take it out, then what? How do we get home?
I guess we hitchhike. I chuckle to myself.
All right, I want to cut back to. Go cut to it.
Well,
I was going to come back to left wing.
Yeah, there's been like minutes here that we've been able to do something. This is what I'm trying to figure out. Is like, with our capabilities, is there a way that we can get Marty out of the jet? Because if we can do that, then we can actually take them all out. Thunder. Let's see. Yeah, so Thunder is the best person to attack the villains.
Mm-hmm.
Iceblade is the best person to get that one shot on the jet to take it out. So I guess I need to be the one to get Marty out. And I just don't know. Okay. So yeah. This is what I do. Okay. I have the ability to absorb energy. What happens? What happens when I absorb all the electricity from this jet, or the whatever it's powering it?
Nice. That is a great question.
Because I'm wondering if I kill them all, right? If they like cease to be, if they're in something digital that like loses its power.
Well, because we're not actually in the.
Are you in the jet, or no? You're in the base now.
We're just in Matrix or whatever.
We're in whatever. Okay.
Like the
that's that's the question. I feel like this is a really tricky. And you already assessed the situation. You asked 2 questions, right?
Yeah, I know.
So
I do get +1 acting on the answers, though.
Right. But now it's a gamble of, can I get Marty out without him dying? Does that make sense?
Okay,
and if I do that,
okay, here's my plan. You know me, Connor. We're gonna go for it, right? All right.
Okay.
This is what we're gonna do.
I can't promise that you'll get a roll for something. I'm just letting you know.
So here,
you might do something that. Well, you still might roll, but it might not turn out the way you want it to.
There are 4 steps to this plan.
Okay.
One is I temporarily disable the jet with my absorption abilities. I supercharge whatever it is. I'd ask my armor. I'm like, armor, we're gonna take a big hit here. Like, we're gonna absorb as much as we can in as short of time as possible. And I just need it to be temporarily disabled. And then Thunder hits the villains, right? To get them out of the count. And then we have a window, a very, very small window, where me and Iceblade figure out how to get Marty out of the jet before it turns back on, while Thunder is dealing with the villains. And then we get Marty out, and then Iceblade does his weak point and blows up the jet. Right? That's my plan. Based on the information I have from that questions, does any part of this plan seem unfeasible? From the information I have available to me.
And okay, I'm not sure what you're asking, but
as in, like, is there no way to absorb the electricity from the jet? Is there anything? There is a way, so that seems plausible to me. Okay, and I'm doing it. That's the thing I do.
But what I didn't say was that it certainly will not work in the way that it will certainly work the way in which you expect. Okay. Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. I like, Connor, this is the thing.
I've already had to think about these questions. Okay.
I know this is stupid. This is what I do as a player. Mm-hmm. And I think it's what Palladium would try. Right.
All right. I got a scene for you. Okay. And just another heads up. There's no team and
0 team. Well, if we go into combat against a dangerous foe, that's what we're doing.
I guess you would be,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, can we hit those questions real quick? Because I think there's like a couple of different things.
Let me see. It's in peripheral moves, so I'd add 2 to the team pool. If the leader has influence over every teammate at another team, you'd be the leader in this instance. Iceblade don't have influence over Iceblade.
Yeah.
If everyone has the same purpose in the fight at another team, the purpose is beat the villains and rescue Marty, right?
Yeah.
If any team member mistrusts the leader of the team, remove a team.
I don't think anyone mistrusts me, right?
Yeah. If your team is ill prepared or off balance,
probably ill prepared.
This isn't your arena. Yeah. This isn't. Yeah. So I think that's still just a 2. We did the same gosh darn thing again.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. All right. I get a +1 acting on these answers. And so I know that the jet is the biggest threat, and the way to end this quickly is, what was the answer to that one again?
Well, the ultimate answer is to wait for King, but if the jet wasn't there, the answer would be Thunder can take out the villains with her. Right. So a couple of things though.
Yeah.
Thunder has to be on board with the plan to let loose completely with her powers, which she is entirely against.
Okay. That is why I have mundane.
Yep.
Okay, so I go over to Thunder, and again we're framing all of this as these conversations we're having as like tensely, just like we're staring at the villains, we're kind of shuffling around, then I kind of lean in, and then I just say, Thunder, we have a plan. I need you to let loose. Do you understand me? Do whatever you need to do to keep those villains disabled. Yep. Do I have to roll for that? Provoke, maybe?
This is not provoke, because this is getting to the heart of her issue.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find that role.
Yeah, a custom move for it, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, I know where it is. You can do this when you try and help a peer get stronger. I think that's...
Yeah, roll plus mundane. Let's go.
Nice. That's good, because I'm pretty sure if you fail that, they like become evil.
Yep.
Do I have a +1 to this because I'm acting on the answer of like Thunder is the key? Because I like Thunder
I think so.
isn't rolling,
yeah,
right? So I feel like this is the point where I get the +1.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. +4 total.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Okay, still
+4 total and still only a partial hit.
Good thing you had that.
On a 7 to 9, they mark a personal advancement if you choose one. They believe you, but only because you've already proven yourself to them. You lose your influence over them.
Do I have influence?
Yep. The topic is particularly sensitive and they lash out at you, mark a condition. So basically, she's like, fine, I'll do it, but I'm mad at you for this. What you say makes them angry, uncomfortable, or distrusting. The next time team would be added, take 2 away.
I don't have influence over Thunder, or at least if I do, it's not marked on
influence is you, not you influence.
I have influence over Echo and the two players.
So you could mark a condition.
Yeah, that's fine. I have no conditions marked right now.
I'm assuming it's going to be guilty because she's like, let's play at the scene. You're like, you said what you said, right? I have a plan. And she's like, she looks at you with like pleading eyes. She's like, please don't make me do this.
I say, Thunder, do you want Marty? No, that's too cruel. I was going to like, do you want him to die? No. I say, we have one shot at this, Thunder. If we can disable those villains, I can disable that jet. And that means we save Marty and the town and Mr. Krabs.
Yeah. She looks at you and she's like, do you know why I'm so afraid to use my powers?
Yeah.
I killed someone.
I figured.
I completely disintegrated their body until it's just blood and bones. People keep trying to tell me that he was a villain. But he was a person, too. And I killed him. And last time I almost killed another one. And now he doesn't have a foot.
I know. Thunder, I can't make you do anything. And even as your leader, I'm not giving you an order.
Real quick, just this will help you with. She says right after you say that, she says, "I didn't sign up to kill people. I signed up to be a hero."
And sometimes being a hero means making really difficult decisions and living with the consequences. I'm not saying this is going to be easy, but I am saying that it's right.
Yeah. Okay. So we get the song "Wreckage" by Niani, and she turns and looks at the villains, and she says,
like, she can't do it yet. You gotta wait a second.
She turns and looks at the villains. Oh
Okay.
yeah. So maybe the song doesn't play yet, but she turns and looks at the villain. She says, "Fine. I'll bring the thunder." and she kind of smirks, like she knows that was really cheesy, but she's like, "This is what's getting me through this." Okay, so next step of the plan.
All right, so I mark guilty. Hopefully, I don't have to roll superior again here.
Yep.
Okay, so I am going to unleash my powers. Right. This is, and so I like, we see me roll my shoulders a little bit, and I'm like, all right, bud. And I'm like talking to my armor. I'm like, now's the time to prove how much we can do. And I basically just want to use that motion. And I feel like as I've been shifting and like I've been like maybe stomping my foot or kind of, anyone who's looking at me would be like, he's moving around really clumsily. Like, I don't know why he's doing this. He's like kind of like slapping his arms around and like as he's walking. But like we see my armor slowly glow slightly purple, right? As I'm transferring kinetic energy, and I'm just like just to get a little burst, so I can just really quickly move to the jet, right, and then slap my hand on it to like.
David, do you have a question?
Yeah. Can I take one stress to flashback? Did you do a flashback? Like Blades in the Dark.
This isn't Blades in the Dark, but
are you saying you want to have teleported first?
No, I want to have slapped the battery that I stole onto his armor while we were like having that conversation. Just because I think it'd be way cooler if he had it right now. And I felt bad that I didn't do it already, and I was like, but it'd be really cool if we had it now. So
I mean, okay, you succeeded at the roll to take it from them. I'm fine with you just having put it on him before. Yeah.
So instead, we don't see me rolling my shoulders and doing that. Instead, we see me. I have something in my fist, and we don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
And then as I get ready, I like look down and just like unfold my hand, and it's the battery. How big of a battery is it?
It was like
we said it was like a drill battery.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's what I was imagining. Right. That's what I was imagining. So I just look at it and I'm like, "Thank you, left wing," and then and then
that's the anime moment of the episode right there.
Because we get the flashback shot, and then we just very slow motion him slapping my back and then moving away. Right, like
you're like that didn't happen, but
but it did.
It did.
So then we see me and then. Like light up with blue arcing electricity, and then like go over there. Yeah.
So what are you trying to do? You're trying to drain the electricity from the.
I'm going to try to just temporarily. I know that I'm not going to try to like take it out permanently, but I need it to be disabled for the time that we need to do the other things.
I'm trying to decide if this is unleash your powers or if this is...
Sounds like unleash your powers to me. He's trying to reshape his environment, right?
Well, but directly engage a threat. One of those options is you take something from them, right?
Right, but he's not actually attacking anything.
I'm trying to overcome an obstacle right now, right?
Okay, so here's my thought. So if you're rolling danger, you're directly engaging the threat of the thing by trying to drain its power. And one of the things you could do when you succeed is to take Marty from it, right?
Oh.
Whereas
it doesn't really matter to me either way, to be fair.
You're just taking
I have a 0 in both, so it doesn't matter to me.
Well, sure, but the assumption of attacking things, you automatically take damage. Both of you do.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not actually trying to attack it. I'm literally trying to disable it using my powers, right?
Okay.
So unless the mech is going to punch him while he's doing this, I don't know. I
assume it's going to if I fail this.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Right, but that's different. That can happen either way. That's just a GM move.
Yeah.
But the problem is, no matter what, you're taking damage, even if you succeed. If you're unless you pick the option where you don't.
I'm not trying to fight the thing. Yeah. That's the last thing on my mind.
Yeah, right. I guess that's why I'm not sure that it.
Yeah, it should be unleash your powers then. I think. Right.
Yeah. Go ahead. That's fine.
All right. So I'm using my other +1 to be like, this is the greatest danger. Right. Like.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
It's not your other +1. You just take +1 to.
I take +1 to act on it. Yeah. But there's two questions.
So if you make another roll after this.
What I mean is there were two questions.
Yeah.
I used the +1 for both of my.
Yes.
Exactly.
But
all right, here we go.
This could happen more than once.
Yeah.
You're not
It's
using
ongoing.
up your +1. It's ongoing.
It's not ongoing. I'm pretty sure it's take +1 forward.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
Take +1 while acting on the answers.
Yeah.
So it's just until the question changes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. While acting on the answers. Nice. Right.
Yep.
That's even more helpful.
Yeah, I guess technically it isn't either. It doesn't use either term, but
right.
All right, here we go. Ooh, just barely. That +1 was everything.
So you either mark a condition, or I'll tell you how it's unstable or temporary.
Okay, so you tell me in player knowledge, Connor. I already meant it to be temporary. So the idea, if I choose this option, will be even more temporary than I want it to be, right?
Or it could be unstable. So maybe it like can act intermittently, right?
If I don't choose that option, will it actually be disabled in the way that I want it to? I assume it will because it's what the move is telling me, but.
Okay, so this is the difficulty. So
feel free to just let me know what's going on here, and we can come up with a good answer.
He doesn't. So by taking the electricity out of something that he is animated, or like is in control of, it doesn't stop his sentience over it. So I think the answer here is not that you're disabling it, but that you're surprising him.
So he can move it even if it can't move.
Yeah. he can move it even if it's not electrically powered, because he's powering it with his sentience. I've already had to think about this.
Okay.
So it being powered on does not mean you can't control the technology. Well, because I think the idea would be maybe can we say this? Maybe here's an idea.
Yeah, no. Okay, so
the idea is that he can still control it with his mind, but the jet is powered off. So like it's like a big puppet, but he can't turn on the engines or any of those things, right? Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes.
Yeah. It's just a giant like construct at this point that doesn't have any of the abilities a jet would have.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I like.
Or you could say. The effect is unstable or temporary, and I didn't drain all the electricity from it. And then
I'll take a condition. I'll take a condition. I had zero conditions going into this. So,
yeah. This is a great scene, y'all. This is a great scene.
I like it.
I wasn't expecting a Bastion scene or a Palladium scene. I was expecting to just wrap up that left wing King thing and just be done with this. And this is.
You thought it was going to take the whole session?
What's that?
You thought our conversation would take the whole session?
No. I expected to be moved on from this like an hour ago.
I see what you mean. No, the opposite of what I thought you meant. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What condition do I mark here? I'm trying to think what.
Whatever.
I mean,
impact fighting.
Afraid.
I mean, this can be terrifying, right? Like you drain the electricity from it and it's still moving and you're like,
yeah, that makes sense.
That's true.
It's not a good idea because it's going to give me -2 to directly engage a threat, but it's probably the one that makes sense.
And so then the answer is Marty, right? You have to defend Marty from the jet, I assume is your next move here.
Well, I have to like get him out somehow.
Yep.
So my thought was, right, is like, okay, he was going to be disabled and then I can like get into the jet somehow. Right. But like it still moves and I'm just like thunder like, and so Thunder's, I assume, going to let loose on the villains at this point.
She for sure. She does her classic, like leap forward, hands to the ground and just like, I think like the it's like that vroom, 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 vroom kind of a noise, and it's super loud. Like everybody here starts feeling like an intense like bass feeling in their chest, where
you feel your own heart like
you feel like your bones rattling, and just like lets out a huge, massive attack towards.
Now would be a really good time for me to try and swap places with one of those guys.
Yes, 100%.
That is a terrible decision.
Go ahead and make that.
As soon as you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good.
That's not good. I didn't even think about that until this moment.
Good stuff. All right. Remind me who's there. There's just a lot of people. I gotta find out.
Oh, the villains, you mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to think who I want to switch with. None of them have moved yet. So
Amped, Rockfist, Hornet, Hourglass, Misfortune Maestro, Hexalia, Vermilion Veil, Plasma Bane, Shatter, Muzzle. I think those are all the people that are there.
I'm going to do Amped because I don't think this will kill him. he's like an electrical guy.
You're switching with him instead?
Yeah, I'm going to switch with Amped because I don't think that being stuck in an energy loop will kill him because it makes him stronger to be stuck in an energy loop. So, because I feel like if I picked any of those people, they're going to have the same problem I'm having where they're going to start dissolving.
Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead and pick Jack.
That makes sense.
You pick whoever. I'm not going to answer whether or not who would be the least likely to die, but I feel like that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Amped is the only one I can think of who has any reason that like digital damage wouldn't hurt them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I also don't want to pick Muzzle, so I was going to pick him originally, but now I need him to be there for other reasons. Which we'll see if that pans out. But all right, here we go. Do I get some kind of penalty for doing something I haven't done before? I know we had that be a thing.
Yes. So I'm going to say it's a -2 because this is kind of two things you've never done before. Teleporting is something that you can't see, that you just know is there, and from a place you've don't understand. So I'm going to say -2. Like teleporting from this digital,
right? The aspect of being digital is interfering with that too. Yeah.
Okay. Can I make a roll to assess the situation before I do that? Try and get a bonus on like to even have this idea, because then I can get a +1 to doing it if I succeed. This would have been me like trying to figure it out. I kind of narrated it earlier.
I think so. Yeah, which you did narrate earlier. Yeah.
Okay. I just would like to have the option to. I tried to fail.
On a 7 to 9, ask 1, take +1 while acting on the answer. So what here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? How can we best end this quickly?
My special question, which I think is how do I get out? Or something like that.
Sure.
Where is it? Here it is. What is the best way in/past? Or I guess out.
Past makes sense. Right?
Teleporting.
Right.
Teleporting out. Yeah, that's the answer. I was trying to think of some like clue to like help you do this even better, but no, it's just the answer of teleporting out is the answer.
Yeah. Right. Sick. Yes.
Nice. Didn't even need it.
Okay. All right. Man. So you switch places with Amped, and you appear, and Thunder is letting out this huge vibration wave, and I think I was going to say Caleb succeeded at that roll. So she's doing what she's doing, and she already wants to hold back. She doesn't want to kill all of these people, right? But as soon as she sees you, she stops, right? She's like, okay, and like, let's go. But they're sufficiently like, what's the word? Pushed back, stunned. Like all of the people that could move, right, are like, like grabbing other people and pushing them back. Like Rockfist is like trying to like rock bend them away, and Hornet grabs somebody and flies off. You know, different things like that.
They're handled for now.
The first thing Leftwing does is yell, "What are you still doing here?" I want to look at Muzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see the technology he was using to turn invisible? Is it? It's a gadget he stole from the
gadget on him
thing. So what does the gadget look like?
That's a great question. So I don't think it's with him right now. So like everything that happened with, I don't know. Okay. Now I want to though, because I'm really curious to see what you're going to try and do.
I don't know why he wouldn't have it.
Sounds interesting. Well, so because of the whole like rock collapse.
Oh, he could have lost it.
That's what I was assuming.
Okay.
Because I didn't describe it being on him.
Want to roll?
It was gonna be some sort of like cloaking, like a literal cloak that like can stiffen. So he had like, it's kind of like a little tent, maybe like a cloaking thing that he had like stiffened.
Oh, and put so it's like stationary.
Place. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I feel like that's the best like first prototype of cloaking technology that doesn't like
Yeah, just
break
like
the
a
world
wall
to have
or
someone just be able to like press a button and be invisible permanently. You know what I mean?
It's an object made out of material that can turn invisible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Between sessions, I was like, you know what would be the best thing for someone who could swap places with people? Being invisible. So I was like, I was hoping it was like a watch or something. I could switch with my taser and then just tase him and then just be invisible forever. And I was like, oh, that would be sick.
Yeah, I'm glad that you don't have that ability.
Can I?
Would have lost it though.
So does it only work?
It honestly would have made sense that he didn't even bring it with, right?
Right. It was a stationary object.
Yeah. He's presumably he left it behind. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. It's crushing, but it's fine.
Yeah. Sorry.
My disappointment is immeasurable in my days, but we can go. So I'm just gonna, I guess, book it. Actually, no, I'm still gonna try and tase muzzle. Because
okay, sure, just cause.
Well, I'm the most powerful person we have with us is Echo.
Sure.
And so if I can
roll danger.
Can incapacitate.
Roll danger. Yeah.
Sick. My danger's a 1 now. Just for the books, I picked the shift your labels and increase 1 by 1 option. So I now have a 6 total label.
Nice.
Holy crap.
And I have a 1 in danger, a 3 in freak, a 0 in savior, a 3 in superior, and a -1 in mundane. So I actually get to do this
level up.
At a +1.
Disgusting.
I still have not gotten a single potential this time.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I picked this class was because they were the only one who has +1 to 2 different labels as an option. Yeah. I was like, what?
Last time. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Gotta do that. That's
so
crazy.
Good.
I still have another +1 at some point coming, but so can I use this little space bandit thing when you directly engage a threat that underestimates you, roll plus superior instead of danger?
I don't think he underestimates you necessarily. I mean, you surprised him, but
that's fine. I just check. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Nice.
Full hit. So I assume you don't take you resist or avoid their blows.
Right.
And
like a game to play.
Yeah.
Forgot that was more than just like
choices to make.
Take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. If you want to say impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition, I'm just going to say you tased them out of consciousness, right?
Yeah. I don't even know how he would hurt me here, but I guess I'll pick that one.
Well, he has a gun.
That's true.
I'm not saying he was just going to open fire on you necessarily and you just die, but I'm just that is what he's been doing this whole time, is shooting at people.
Right, that's fair. I'd like to resist, and then I'd like to create an opportunity, which is for Echo to just like blow them away. Right.
I'm going to veto that one. He's not conscious.
Yeah, from what I remember, he was unconscious.
He was fading from unconsciousness the last time we talked about him. And then as he got out of here, we decided he looked like he might die. And then Quantum Quill just stopped the bleeding. So now he's in this looked like he might die state that's been stalled.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to take something from them, and I'm going to teleport my taser back.
Sure. Yeah.
Nice. So you just tase and bring it back like a Pokeball or a boomerang.
Yeah. Although I guess strategically my choice there makes less sense since Echo is unconscious.
Well, you didn't know that probably until
he has a gun, so maybe it makes sense.
Anyways. I mean, honestly, I just thought you were just trying to stick it to him because he's been like He shot. Echo.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
thought you were just like, here, I'll shoot you.
Oh, I could take his gun instead.
You could take his gun.
I'm trying to decide if I like guns. I'm pretty sure I had trouble with guns last time, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
I mean, having your taser back probably makes more sense. It's like your gear thing, right?
Yeah. I'll just go with the taser. And then I'm just going to sprint back towards the group and be like, "Let's go!"
Yeah.
Like, we have to get Marty.
Makes his way back. we're gonna say Bastion appears out of the jet as this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
He like falls out of the jet, and I don't know, what do you have? Well, you probably don't have like a data chip on you. Your supercomputer probably just downloaded it, right?
Yeah.
So you can check on that later. Everybody's back in the same room, and now there's a jet.
Palladium is glowing
gonna try
blue.
And rescue. Yep, gonna rescue.
Palladium has as much like he looks like Thor in like Ragnarok or something, right? Just everywhere, just arcing off of him.
Nice.
And I assume you're just gonna like energy shoot yourself into the jet and like come out the other side with Palladium, trying to rescue
with Marty.
defend him. Yeah. Oh yeah, did I say with Palladium?
You said with myself.
Yeah, with yourself. Yeah.
I mean,
yes,
that's you, hopefully.
Yeah.
I would like to roll Savior with -2.
Oh, good point. Yeah. I mean, that's what it would be. Defend.
Let me double check.
Someone or something.
When you commit yourself to save one or defeat a terrible enemy, mark a condition and take +1 ongoing to all rolls in direct pursuit of that goal. That would have been helpful to do at the beginning. But I probably don't need to do that now. Ooh, I have a backup move that I can do to just save him. I can reveal my secret identity basically. To autosave.
Marty knows your secret identity.
To someone watching.
Oh.
I can mark a condition.
If you want to do that.
Or I can mark a condition, actually.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Basically,
if you say something to Bastion, he's got +3 defend.
That's true.
I want to do it. Like,
okay, I don't even know what we're talking about. Sorry,
you can do it.
I just heard defend.
Fails.
No, you're good. Like, I also don't think like Bastion just like teleported out of here, and like I assume he does not know what's going on, and at least like I would do this before Bastion would do it.
Okay,
right? Like I'm in the middle of doing it as you're coming out, probably. Okay, I'm gonna roll it. It didn't make sense. Like I can auto save him if I fail this. I can just mark another condition. It'll be fine. But it would be awesome if I. Hey, either way, if I fail, I actually mark potential finally. But if I succeed, then
yeah, there you go.
Then I succeed. I still get +1 acting on the answers.
Correct.
Oh,
nice.
There you go. Okay.
All right. So to defend, I assume is the move I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
So on a 7 to 9, it costs you expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. What happens? I'm gonna take influence over Marty.
Don't you?
I get to choose a good thing, but you also like expose yourself. Oh yeah. Sorry, you're saying I get to choose if I expose myself to danger or escalate the situation.
Hold up. So on a 10+ is hold up.
Okay, so
on a hit you keep them safe and choose one. Okay, yeah, you
exactly.
can take influence over Marty. Yep. And
yeah, I think
you could clear a condition. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
I mean, you having influence over Marty is fun, but clearing a condition is.
Yeah, but I don't. Like, I feel like this is going to be over pretty soon.
I agree.
One way or the other. So I'm going to keep my conditions. I'm going to take influence over Marty. I think that'll be fun.
Okay. And then it costs you to either expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation.
I'm fine if you just want the jet to like try to stomp me, right?
Yeah, expose yourself to danger and the.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Okay, go ahead. I might just narrate a wrap up for this in a little bit, but yeah, expose yourself to danger, I assume is what you're choosing, right?
Yeah.
So describe me though. You shoot out the electricity, right? I'm assuming you dive into its chest.
Well, so I think
the other side with.
I think probably that's what I was imagining. But I think the reason I know where he is because I've conferred with Iceblade and I'm like, okay, so you know weak points. Where is I'm asking him to do the calculations for me. Where is Marty? Like, give me the location and I'm gonna blast through it, right?
Yeah, and I think Iceblade's been like trying to get different like angles, like so he could see like the 360 of it as best as he can, and so he's like mapping it out in his mind as like where all the pieces are, and he's like the only place he could be is right there, and
and so we just see me just like charge forward Superman style and just rip through the thing and curl Marty around me so that my back is going out the other end, then roll and then like I still have him in my arms. Like our electricity is crackling off me. There's like a melted hole in the middle of the jet now.
I was gonna say, is he just constantly being tased?
Yeah. Well, maybe. Well,
I have control over it.
You used up enough of it, so now you're not like overpowered.
I'm not like overpowered. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and yeah. So you land and like roll and like I
have him in my arms, basically.
Oh, you have him in your arms. He's like, oh wow, thank you so much. It was really tight cramped. Look out! Yeah. The jet tries to kick you.
I throw him from me.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then try to
expose yourself to danger. I want you to roll to
powerful blow. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah. All right. I have 2 conditions. This will be fun. Do I continue to get the +1 since this is like the danger that I know is the greatest
danger? You don't
want
to get a +1 here.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, never mind. I forgot that's how that worked.
Forgot about that too, yeah.
Ooh, that's bad.
Dang.
That makes sense. That's fine. That's fine.
You must remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc. You lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way, or 2 options from the 7 to 9 list.
You cause a sinkhole. No.
Hey, you get another potential for failing.
You cause a sinkhole and you guys end up back in the base.
It's not a 6- always.
Yeah, you actually
we've had this conversation like 3 times.
You actually get it for succeeding on this move. Yeah.
So Caleb, you cause a sinkhole and end up back in the center of the base.
No.
Now we start the mission to save.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the 7 to 9 options to see if those are good. Oh dang.
Oh man.
I'm curious what lose control of myself and my powers in a terrible way would even.
You do have a bunch of extra juice, probably more than you ever had because of the battery. Like
I know. Do you have a thought on that? What that would be, Connor, if I chose that?
Just an explosion. Maybe like an EMP. That would be like dangerous and also like cool. I don't know.
I mean, my thought is, you maybe you like supercharge the jet.
Oh,
like all the electricity. You like try and like shoot electricity.
My thought was I was gonna grab the leg and just hold the leg, right? Because I have like super strength too, right? So like I just like and instead like you see that like my arm, like the energy pulse up my arm and just like go back into the jet. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm going to. We're pretty close. This has gone on a lot farther than I was expecting it to. I'm going to do something that I've been planning on doing at least once in this season. Here is you guys are a part of an organization that has superheroes that can easily be contacted and be reinforcements, right? So here's the scene. The jet gets supercharged. I think he like grabs you because you were like stopping his kick, right? He like grabs you with like a supercharged fist and picks you up and just like throws you like a baseball throw. And we just see you like flying off into the distance and we just don't see what happens to you. And the superpower jet turns around and faces the rest of the gang. And we see all the like King's gang like getting back on their feet, getting ready to fight. And King pops out like just his head like at the top of the jet. And he turns and looks and he's like, I wanted you all to leave in peace. This is how you treat my hospitality.
Yeah, that was sort of my plan too. I don't really know what's happening.
Yeah. And he
it's all my fault.
He gets into like a fighting stance and he is like sorry, I just processed. I think we just see everybody like afraid, like Quantum Cole's like holding Echo's blood in and is like, what do I do? We see Iceblade just like jaw dropped, like we're so screwed. And we see Leftwing like, why are we doing this? And I'm sure Bastion's like trying to gather enough carbon to actually do anything. And Mist just like is like passed out in the bowl. So we get like a shot of everybody in the scene. And then we see a little finger go through the jet's fuel tank. You just see this little object go.
Well, so to be fair, like Iceblade, I was telling Iceblade to do this already. Can we have Iceblade be the one who does it?
Well, so no, because we never made a roll to remember he can't have a mechanical effect without somebody doing something with it. So I'm gonna say Iceblade tries it, right? So Iceblade was supposed to do that. So he tries it and he like takes a hit and King just like folds the fuel tank up the leg or something like that.
Yeah.
And moves it out of the way. And he's like I just want to make
sure that we got like Iceblade trying to do it because I feel like he would have.
Yeah. No, I agree. That makes sense. And Iceblade's like, crap. That was our one shot, guys. I think this is it.
Oh, sorry, God, it doesn't matter.
Oh, you just make a joke, or
no? I was just gonna say that technically the role that was made that was relevant for him was the one where like you got the advantage. So maybe he's part of why you had an advantage, right? He like weakened it enough that you could punch through it or something, right? Just like he accomplishes something with his cool power up moment.
Well, see, his cool power up moment was that's where the weakness is. And that's where Marty is.
That's where Marty was. He could the main thing.
Well, and his cool power up moment technically was just noticing that there was a fuel tank.
And to be fair, we never made a roll to have him have a power up moment. So it's like it's a hint of a possibility. He's like, I feel like I can do this.
He didn't have a full power up moment yet. Yeah. It's just an idea of where his power is leading. So he tries it, and maybe his little disc just like hits it wrong and just flies away since he moved the piece, so it doesn't come back to him. He's like, the boomerang's coming back, Toph. And then he moves the fuel tank like up to it. Yeah, up to its shoulder instead. And he's like, I think King starts to say something, and then a finger goes through the fuel tank and explodes, and the jet just like and just like comes to a crash, and you don't even see where King went. And then after a moment, the jet just like literally explodes. And then we see every character get like swooped away, including Mist, with just like one finger. And everybody just like flies.
Yeah,
I was like, how is he doing that?
Yeah, it's spinning really fast. No, so it flies up. Everybody flies away and into the air to escape the explosion. And Five Finger Fillet is there, and he all of his fingers are off his hands, and then we just see Palladium like being carried by a finger too, and he's like, I'm sure you're like, hey guys, right?
I'm just groaning. I'm just like,
and so we have this epic moment where then he's looking down at all the like King's gang, and he turns and looks at Quantum Quill, who's like still holding Echo's blood in place, and he's like, listen here, young lady, you've got yourself into a lot of trouble this time. Five Finger Fillet is her mentor. Okay. Just for in case everybody was confused. Yeah. And she's like, what? This was totally not my fault. He's like, you were just in the hospital. What are you doing here? And Marty's like, yeah, Quantum Quill.
I told you not to come.
How dare you?
And Quantum Quill is like, or I'm sorry, Five Finger Fillet just like looks over to the rest of the gang and looks down at the like exploded jet, and he's just like, let's go, not today. And Iceblade's like, are you kidding me? We can totally take. And he's like, we're not losing anybody else here. You guys are in enough trouble as it is. We don't risk lives to take people in. We only fight when we know for certain we're going to win. And right now, the priority is making sure that you guys all stay alive. Is anybody in risk of danger? Is anybody seriously injured?
Just Echo.
And you guys are just like flying away. Like
Mist has like dying.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Mitten. Yeah. So maybe Left Wing or Bastian says that too.
Yep.
And I'm sure everybody's talking over each other.
Yeah.
So and Five Finger Fillet is just like flying you guys away from the scene. So you just see the gang all just like looking up at you guys, and like as they like fade into the distance. And Five Finger Fillet is just like,
I give them as we're flying away, I give them the gesture that Left Wing taught me.
I go just assumed that I'm the bad influence on everybody.
So we see Five Finger Fillet just take you guys away, and maybe he's like looking back at them, and then like faces forward, and he's got one finger like on his maybe like his like tailbone, and he's taking him as well. Ow. He's got a finger for everybody, and yeah, it doesn't feel like a pleasant experience. Gross. You definitely like, and maybe even he's like, it's easier if you just hold on to the finger, and then maybe everybody just starts like grabbing on, and he leads you all the way, and I think he turns to Marty and he's like, "How bad was it?" And Marty was like, "Yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, we were completely and utterly unprepared. Echo was hard countered.
Yeah, they knew you guys were coming. Somehow."
He's like, "We'll debrief when we get back. For now, just try and stay alive till we get to the hospital." And he looks at Quantum Quill.
My briefs on. Sorry.
Yeah, he looks at Quantum Quill and says, "Especially you." And then he like takes a minute and then like turns and looks at you guys all with a smile. And he kind of comes back to like his normal self that you've seen before. And he's like, "Is it your first time flying with fingers? It's pretty fun, isn't it? I hope you guys are hanging on tight because it's going to be a wild ride. If you fall, it'll probably really hurt for me to try to stop your momentum before you hit the ground."
Yeah, I've never been fingered before. Thanks.
He squints his eyes. He squints his eyes at you, and he's like, "Hey, dirty jokes are not for sidekicks. Only for superheroes like me."
Yeah, it's in the code. It's in the manual.
You don't get paid enough to make those kind of jokes.
That's right. Okay, so we're gonna cut.
Does that mean I'm being promoted? All right, sorry.
We're gonna cut from there. We got through a lot less than I was expecting, but I loved every single scene.
It was good. It was good.
So well done. Okay.
Also, I think before we got left, was like, also thanks guys. Appreciate the save.
Yeah, no problem.
It went exactly to plan.
My finger fillet is like one demerit for Bastion. As you guys fly off. Obviously, he's not being serious. But
yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm sure Bastion's not being serious, and it all went according to plan either. So.
Right? Yeah, of course.
Okay, so yeah, we'll cut there.
This is a good mission for Bastion.
Yeah, nobody died. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so you guys we're going to get a scene from the hospital, right?
Sure.
I think maybe Five Finger Fillet comes out of where Echo's room is. I don't know, maybe you guys are waiting outside of Mist's room and Echo's room, and Five Finger Fillet comes out of Echo's room and says, they're both going to be okay. The doctors were able to determine where the poison was, and they sifted it out pretty good just by adding in some more water. Looks like she just kind of replaced her consciousness with it.
That's good to know.
Not sure if she knew she was doing that or even knew she could, but it worked out well.
So next time this happens, we just need to dump her in the ocean and she'll be fine.
Well, no, freshwater, saltwater is a terrible mix. It makes her sick.
Well, no, I think he says that sounds like a recipe for disaster. If her consciousness would, if she's not fully conscious and she could sift or change her consciousness to other parts of water,
then she might become the ocean. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, but her consciousness would be spread enough that she would just become like a oneness.
Yeah, I think he's like
Cthulhu.
I think he's just as like, I don't think, I mean, maybe talk to your teachers or whatever, but
that's what we got. Quirk. I'll be watching her. That's what we got power class for, right? We'll put her in a pool, see how she does. Is she wait?
I think he just says, just don't try anything like that on your own. You wouldn't want to be responsible for your friend literally losing her mind.
That would be, this is a really great moment for foreshadowing if we have to do that somehow. Yeah. And then it's like, we all know that like the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean or whatever is now missed, but like we can never talk to her again, but she's still out there somewhere, right? She is the ocean.
My first girlfriend turned into the ocean.
Exactly.
That's rough, buddy. Oh man.
It's so perfect. It has to happen now.
I've had all of these thoughts already. I'm just so that I've made that joke in my own head already.
That's awesome.
Also, I think when he says you wouldn't want to be responsible for that, it's sort of like he takes it a lot more seriously than I think the conversation implies. Like he gets really sort of like straight face. He's like, "Yeah, is she awake?"
Can we? I think he says, "I'm not sure. You can go check."
Okay, yeah. So Left Wing will go in, and he like sort of it's like all somber all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think Iceblade likewise is like, is Echo awake? And he shakes his head and says no. And in fact, after Left Wing is done talking with Mist, we need to go debrief. We have a lot to discuss. You're muted.
Oh, as I throw my boxers out. Just trying to find how many ways I can make the debrief joke. Sorry, I think that's probably it.
Okay, so do you want to get a little scene with Mist, or?
We can skip it if you want. I mean, I don't know. I guess if it's short.
I think, how about you just walk in and she's still not conscious? Maybe
sure, yeah.
On the medical bed, there's just, or in place of the medical bed, probably it's just a tank on like wheels, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And she's in there, but she's not a formed person. She's literally, it's like, this is how she is when she sleeps as well. She's just a body of water that's in a tank. And so I think you just walk in and maybe say like, Mist, you there? And
yeah. Yeah, I think he probably goes up to the tank and is like, are you awake? And he doesn't know if this is like an intimate state for her to be in. Like, is this weird? I don't know.
Yeah. And she doesn't say anything. Then I think we just... Yeah.
See, I think he just kind of like puts his head on the tank and he's like, sorry, and thanks. And just like knock on the thing and walk away.
Ooh, that was a good scene. Woo! That got me. Okay. Yeah, we'll cut from there. You guys are back at you probably go to not to school but to hero headquarters for a debrief. There's probably like a conference room that Five Finger Fillet brings you guys to. And he says, I think this is where I'll just leave it to Marty. I've got to go elsewhere. You know, duty calls, more villains. They need to feel the wrath of my fingers. And
oof. You got to rethink that one, man.
No.
He flies out of the room.
That is the best catchphrase I have ever heard.
As long as his special move isn't finger blast, I guess we're all right.
Okay, I don't get half the jokes we're making. Just throwing that out there.
I'm proud of you, Connor. I'm proud of you.
I didn't even realize what I just said was.
Yep.
I thought it was just silly.
It is. It's great. Also, I appreciate you, Jared. I appreciate both of you. Connor for you not getting my jokes. Jared for you getting my jokes. Caleb for being in the middle.
I'm just shaking my head the whole time.
What was I going to say? I feel like I had something to say. It doesn't matter.
Do we need to play out the debrief at all, or?
Yeah, so there's some debriefing too.
Yeah, I have time. Ruth took Gwen to a garage sale, so I don't know if you guys have time, but I do.
Okay.
I got
okay, so I think Marty sits down and he says, well, I'm glad you didn't stick around because we have to talk about some things that might be classified. Left Wing, maybe we should talk in private.
Sure.
You guys can absolutely, I'm trying to think about this, make some rolls to try and get classified information out of him. But
they're in charge. It's fine.
What King told Left Wing was certainly classified information.
Yeah, right? I mean, when he says that, Left Wing's like, I'm gonna tell them anything you tell me here. Just like I'm not gonna keep secrets from them. I want you to roll to provoke him. I want you to because that's it, for you to reveal confidential information is totally illegal. Yeah, but I mean,
even if you were a superhero,
country, I can say whatever I want. I didn't get it from a classified place.
Right, and so that's why I'm like,
yeah.
You should. I think there is a role here to convince Marty that it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
So,
kapow! Max box.
No,
I thought it was box cards. It wasn't.
Yeah, but still over 12. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think he's like, well, yeah, but if he, and I think he just looks around the room and everybody, including Mist, is there too. I think she's present, but like maybe she's still in a tank, but like is formed just as like
she's in a wheelchair, but it's a tank.
Yeah, that literally. And I think everybody's just looking at him, just like, or maybe some of them are like looking down as well. Like everybody just feels really defeated. And he's just like, all right, nothing I say leaves this room. I want everybody's word on that. And he like goes around the room and all the NPCs say, no, of course. But
yeah, I'm good.
Player characters?
Yeah, I say yes.
Leftwing?
Yeah, I won't repeat anything you say.
And you won't repeat anything King said too?
I mean, I don't know.
And he's like,
country.
He's like, Leftwing, this isn't a joke. If this got out, you would be permanently removed from the program immediately.
You're right. It's not a joke. You guys are keeping stuff like this from people, and it's ridiculous.
I put a hand on your shoulder, Leftwing, and I'm like, I don't think now is the time.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they said then too.
And
look, just say what you got to say, Marty.
He's like, I just want it clear, Leftwing. I just want you to know the risks. I'm not trying to. I don't want to tell you what to do. I hate that part of my job. I want all of you guys to grow and be the best person that you can be. If I'm being honest, and I think I think you three know he's more talking about you guys than anybody else in the room, but he says, you guys are like my kids. I need to know that you guys are going to be safe no matter what. So just play along for now if you have to. Okay?
You're a good guy, Marty. I know what's at stake. Thanks.
And Bastian hasn't said anything, but I just want to.
I love you, Dad.
But I think Marty does give you the look though of like, but you haven't answered the question.
So
like
how much of like the secret government experimentation stuff do Palladium and I know, or is that just Leftwing?
It's just Leftwing right now.
Okay.
It's everything that King said to Leftwing is just you guys didn't hear yet.
Well, as long as this country isn't as evil as the last one, I think I'll be good.
He says, evil? No. Wait, Leftwing, what did he say to you?
What?
What did King say to you? Yeah.
He was talking about how they made the juice serum.
And he narrows his eyes. And what did he tell you?
I mean, basically that. Obviously, I'm not going to just believe everything he says. He's a villain, but he told me that they killed a bunch of people trying to get it to work, and then a bunch of people died from getting it to work, and it was pretty much his fault and stuff. I don't know. I guess he helped make it.
Mm-hmm. He says, he said a lot more than I thought. Listen.
Is that true, Marty?
Did people die because of the serum? Yes. But not because they didn't know the risks. It wasn't meant to be this power-giving serum that for sure can't kill you. Everybody that took the serum when it was unstable knew that they were furthering the cause of science, and they willingly did it. And they were paid handsomely for it, especially the families of those that lost their lives. They did it because they felt like they had nothing else to live for in this life. And they did it to risk everything to care for the ones that they loved.
Well, he implied that most of the bad stuff that happened was because you guys took no precaution. Not you weren't there. They didn't take any precautions and all this kind of stuff. Look, I'm going to look into it. Don't worry. I don't just believe him off the cuff.
Yeah. I think he says. He says, I mean, I wasn't there. I'm just telling you what the official reports say. And by the way, the part about people having died from the serum at one point in time, that's not necessarily confidential. It's just not something anybody really wants to talk about. For the same reason that no one wants to talk about what it took to further the science of cloning or bioengineering.
Wait, they're clones?
Just in terms of like actual real person science. People die from experimental science is basically what he's trying to say.
Yeah, most of the stuff we know about like modern science and human body came from Nazis torturing people to death. So yeah, I get you. I'm not saying that makes it great, but what is the official report on Whisper? Just curious.
His eyebrows go up and he says, "Whisper. He told you about Whisper." And
I don't think he's
like
super worried about confidentiality laws. His echoes. He's nobody.
Yeah. He looks over at Iceblade and he's like, maybe Echo should decide on what we talk about with Whisper. And Iceblade's like, who's Whisper?
So there just is no official report on Whisper. That's what you're saying.
There is. When I say confidential, I mean
I'm sure there's an official report. Yeah, I'm sure there's an official report. It's just classified, very classified.
Yep.
Yeah, I meant like a public report. I mean, like a bunch of people died. They had to tell them something, right?
Iceblade's like, a bunch of people. Who's Whisper? Marty's like, listen, I can't be the one to tell you that. Iceblade. Echo has to. And he goes over and he grabs his phone and he dials up Echo. And he's like, he steps out of the room.
Yeah.
And then he comes back a couple minutes later and he's like, Whisper is Echo's brother.
Yep.
He got a power similar to Echo, but on steroids. He's safe and secure, but he can't live a normal life because even the slightest whisper could kill someone a mile away.
I feel like they could just take out his vocal cords or something. I mean, not that that'd be pleasant, but it's better than a padded cell, right? I don't know.
I think he's like, we've looked into that. I can't tell you all the details because I don't know, but that's something that they're considering currently.
Fair, yeah. All right. Well, what did you have to tell us so far? I've done all the debriefing, and I'm pretty sure you were supposed to do the debriefing. So,
I think he's like, well, this was the debriefing. I needed to make sure that any information that was talked about with King was understood by your superior officer, me.
Sure. Yeah. Did I forget anything, by the way, out of character? Just anything like major? Oh, I guess there was the whole thing with. Well, no, there wasn't anything new about Shatter.
The fact that King worked for the government, which he was actually planning to talk about.
Yeah, although I think I said he worked on the serum. I guess I didn't specify for the government.
Yeah, so he says King used to be an employee for the HIT program. He was instrumental in making the serum and in a whole bunch of other things. And when he got to a point where he felt like he didn't agree with where the government was at, he decided to go vigilante and then full villain. We didn't know his power because he stole serum on his way out. So what I want to say is, I guess I'm sorry I put you guys in a position to go against a red level threat like King. I don't know how I should have known, but I feel like I should have. I knew that there was someone out there with an unknown serum that worked for the government. And this kind of fits his MO.
I mean, hindsight's 2020. We thought we were going to a jailbreak. Don't worry about it, man.
I've already been here, done that with red threats.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think Marty, it ended up being okay. Everyone made it out. We learned a lot, and we'll do better next time.
Oh, you all, Soda Pop mentioned that she was in the HIT program, but was a dud. That's the only other thing I can think of.
I wasn't going to mention that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Marty still is like, thanks, guys, but I still, on my life, I won't put you in a situation like this again.
I mean, that's your job. Just wait till we're, the stronger, I guess. Look, man, don't worry about it. You didn't do anything wrong. You're probably.
I thought it went pretty well.
Do we have to make a roll to comfort and support?
No, I don't think so. I think he takes it to heart. I think it's rational for him to do so.
I have influence over him anyway, so that probably does something.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think he mentions. I think he's like, in Palladium. That was really cool how you saved my life. Thanks.
Wasn't it though? That was awesome, and we did a little handshake thing.
And he stands up and he's like, again, I just want to stress the importance of. Listen, I know it might feel wrong to keep information to yourselves, but I don't even know all the information. So we have to trust that the people above us know what they're doing when they say that this can't get out. I trust them. And I hope that says enough for you guys to trust me, to trust them. That this information it's supposed to be left in the dark. And as soon as we start saying that we know better than them, well, I guess there's a time and place for that. But believe me when I say that I have more of the picture. And for now, I trust them.
And we trust.
I think.
And
I
we
think
trust
he's
you.
trying to shift your labels. Maybe.
Oh yeah. He might be doing the adult thing. Yeah.
Let me think about that.
Yeah, it could be our superior
over who tells you who you are or how the world works.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure he is. I think he's nuancing himself enough that I think he's saying trust me. He's not trying to change the way that you view the world. He's just saying trust me. I don't think that's changing your labels.
If he was a player, he'd be provoking. But
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I say, well, because he basically says I trust them, right? And I say, and we trust you, Marty.
Yeah.
So it's fine. It's all good. No, I say for now, that's enough.
Yeah, I think he says, I've talked with the school already, and we've all agreed that each one of you gets a merit, including you, Left Wing.
Man, I should get kidnapped more often.
Well, please don't.
I'm kidding, Marty.
Okay. And then he says, and I just want to. I'm so glad you guys are safe. I
give him a hug.
Scary. Yeah. He says, one more thing, I think. He says, and something else I want to say. The Celestial Seven are going to look into King. I think that might be their next go-to, is to try and track him down and find him.
Well, I mean, he can travel across states instantly and can suck you into the Matrix where you die if he just doesn't hang out with you for long enough. So they probably shouldn't. I mean, I guess they got to do something.
Yeah,
death by being ghosted.
Speaking
literally.
of that, I think I have some confidential information for you.
You said that to Marty?
What?
Yeah.
He says, sure. Are you saying just between the two of us?
I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk after this.
Okay.
Man, Bastion, and he's like all that talk where I was like,
Yeah.
You're just gonna, all right, whatever.
I look at you and like really obviously just give you a wink. right in front of Marty.
Yeah. I mean, he was just giving you a hard time anyways. But yeah.
So I think he's like, we'll talk after this. And then he says, okay, I think it's after this. And he stands up and he says, go home, guys.
Yeah, I need a shower.
Yeah. Take a rest.
I'll say it, but you're a stinky.
Wow, thanks.
So he
in the plane. Darn it.
I think everybody else leaves, and he asks you to stick around, and he's like, "All right, what is it, Bastian?"
So yeah, while we were fighting, he like sucked me into his like computer,
Mm-hmm.
and there was like a guy in there, and I described him because I don't know what Jared doesn't know what he looks like.
Sure, yeah. Well, I think I don't have an image for him, but I think I think maybe his physical features were like
computer make a picture.
Yeah,
does he just hold up?
Yeah,
he just hold up a drawing. Yeah.
Well, oh yeah, because you're not going to take him to the computer. So yeah, maybe you have some information about him.
Also, we established that Bastion's good at art, so maybe it could just be like a picture.
Sure. Yeah, you draw a sketch of him.
Yep.
And I think there's like parts of his face that are like digitalized, like you couldn't quite make out all of the pieces of him. But you give him a good enough sketch that he has something to go off of.
Yeah,
and
like sucking information out of his brain, and it seemed to do with a lot of like powers and whatnot.
He's like, that is super weird.
Yeah. I tried to save him, but I mean, I was inside of a computer.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you did good. I mean, this is more than I was expecting from someone I didn't know existed. Great. I'll figure out what this means. Maybe this has something to do with his plan. Thanks, Bastian.
Do my best.
He's like, and any more information you have, if you remember anything else, make sure you let me know.
Is there anything Jared is forgetting?
No, I don't think so. Except for you haven't gone to your computer yet to like actually figure out what like data you gathered from it. But it's pretty similar to what you were already experiencing.
I'll meditate real hard.
Yeah. So I do want to get a scene of that. Can we get a scene of Bastian going down to the secret hideout?
Yeah.
Do you take anybody with you, or is it just Bastian?
I mean, I'm sure Left Wing would be curious.
It's also where Left Wing is going, so
sure, yeah.
Like he said he was going to take a shower, but that wasn't his plan.
You now know of this base.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to show up too.
Okay.
No, I'm going to show up too. Like when Left Wing goes, I just follow him.
Sure, yeah.
And we both kind of realize
I'm going to go take a shower. So, unless you want to watch, you should.
Yeah.
Probably
no, but what ends up happening is like even if you go off to like to the place where the showers are to like lose me, I'm headed straight to the lair. So probably what happens is you go off to the showers to pretend that you're going off to the showers, and I'm like, okay, see ya, and then I just walk straight to the lair. And so when you go back to go to the lair, I'm just waiting there, and I'm like, when were you guys going to tell me about this?
Nice.
Yeah, well, some stuff happened when you're gone, Left Wing.
Some stuff.
Yeah, that's how we found you. It was the computer. There wasn't really
I'm in like
way to ditch everyone.
All right. Well, at least I trust Palladium. I guess it's fine.
And
the rest of Team A knows too.
I think Thunder and Mist should walk in their room as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I look at Bachelor. What is wrong with you? You can do a computer search on your own. You don't need 6 people.
Yeah.
It does it for you. You don't even have to type.
and then I think Quantum Quill comes in behind them and like folds her arms and like looks at you guys. And
this is ridiculous.
And Thunder and Mist turn and they're like, yeah, we told her.
Are you kidding me?
You had one job.
All right, Bastion.
No,
I have to relocate.
Listen, I stand up.
Drink my surge.
I stand up and I say, now, see, the thing is, before this was your secret hideout, and now this is Team A's secret lair.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Bastion, we have to relocate. Make another hole somewhere else.
And like I was standing up waiting for like the music to crescendo and like everyone's gonna like the zoom in is gonna happen on me, but like you just like cut it off. Yeah,
exactly.
I think Thunder and Mist and Quantum Quill kind of like walk in the room, and Mist whispers like on like that you can just kind of barely like the microphone for the show like barely picks it up, but the Mist is like, are we even allowed to be in here? This is like a boys' room, and
this is an intense invasion of privacy. Right?
Yeah, Thunder is like, I think because we're all together as a team, there shouldn't be any more secrets between us. If we're a team, we should act like a team. We've been through enough together. Don't you think we deserve some trust?
I'm being hunted by the Chinese government.
Everyone just
I knew that, right? Did I know that character?
I feel like no one knew that.
Yeah, I know Bastion and I are probably the closest, like in our backstories. Did you ever tell me that? It's okay if you didn't. I think
it'd be hilarious if you didn't, and then everyone just turns to you like,
yeah. Okay.
I don't think you did. Connor's just dying.
I'm literally crying. That was so perfect.
Okay, well, does anybody else have any nukes to drop on the table? Anybody from the Russian mafia? What?
Thunder says, I killed somebody.
I did that too.
It's not a one-up game, Bastion.
He said that in like a reassuring way. He puts a hand on it.
Can we still get the moment of it, like Bastion just like says it abruptly, and then he walks over to Thunder and it's like I've done that too. So we get that like really funny moment, and Thunder's like, "What the frick?" Like, what?
I love the idea that like every time Bastion is interrupted, this like the music has started to lift and like emotional music. Like we can't keep any secrets from each other anymore, and so like, I have to cut it. Yeah, it's like I killed a person. Yeah, I killed someone too. Bastion.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't think there's a role. I don't think you're like trying to. I mean, I think Palladium already pushed her in this direction, right? So now she feels available to open up to you as well. So I'm not going to have you. I don't think that there's a role there to like try and comfort her more.
I'd have a -4.
Yeah, I mean that's primarily why. I don't think there's. It kind of be the same thing we've already done, but okay. So yeah, I think Thunder it just says it was a villain, and that's why I'm so hesitant to use my powers, because I didn't mean to kill him. And it was horrible. And I never want to lose control like that again. And she turns to you, Bastion, and she's like, that's why in combat class, when the whole rest of the day I couldn't stop my hand from shaking. I don't want to kill people. I want to help people. And well, this job is hard, and I want to make sure that I have someone to lean on. And I want that to be you guys. And after, Leftwing's literally kidnapped, I thought maybe now is a good time to open up.
Any of the other NPCs open up about their dark secrets?
Yeah, I think he's Leftwing says, have you ever taken hunter safety, anything like that?
To Thunder?
Yeah.
She shakes her head.
I'm not a great shot or anything, but there's a rule in gun safety that you never point a gun at something, unless you're willing to kill it. And I mean, proverbially, your gun is pretty big. So, I mean, maybe this doesn't help any, but I mean, you got to understand that anybody who points a weapon, even if it's not a superpower, at somebody, there's a chance they're going to kill that person. And you don't point the weapon at them unless you want to take that chance. But if you do, you have to be willing to live with it because you can't control it. Once the bullet flies, you can't take it back.
I'm like nodding. I'm like, yes, thank you, Left Wing. This is like better than I was trying to say the same thing, and you're saying it way better than me.
I think this is you rolling. You can do this. Are you okay with that? Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, so I think it's
plus mundane.
The last thing he says is, so, the question is, you just don't point the gun at someone unless whatever you're trying to protect somebody from or stop that person from doing is worth maybe killing them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just do what you need to do.
6 minus 6 minus.
Here's for my -1. Here we go. Wait, it's mundane, right?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much.
Unless you steer them the wrong direction, they mark a personal advancement in the villain track and are bound to mess something up next time.
Can we spend some team?
Wait, we have 2 team.
Yeah.
Wait, that only takes us to a 6.
That only takes you to a 6.
Are we sure?
Yeah, 4 plus 2 is 6.
Is there another thing we can do with? Yeah, but is there another thing we can do with team?
No, it's.
I think so.
+1.
Team members can also spend team to act selfishly, but she can't.
And we don't have.
It still would just be 1-to-1. So
we only have 2 team as well.
Can I roll mundane to try and counteract this?
No, I think the way the game wants to do it is through team.
I don't think so.
And does anyone have influence over her? No.
I think.
Darn.
No.
Decide what this.
Bastion does. Bastion has influence over her.
No, she has influence on him.
No, influence you influence. It's right there.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, do you also have influence? Because
I don't.
I'm the only one who has influence.
That you would get a +1 to a roll like targeting her would be what that would look like. But Bastion having influence over her.
Yeah, it doesn't help me. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we were to both say something to her,
it's take. I'm pretty sure surround the influence you hold over them to choose one. Take an additional +1 on a move targeting them.
But that wasn't Bastion rolling.
I would have to target her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you have influence over someone, take +1 move to all moves targeting, including rejecting their influence. When you take advantage of your influence over someone,
oh crap!
Surrender the influence you hold over them to choose one.
I had angry. Hey, can I have lost angry since I heard somebody earlier? I tased mask guy for pretty much no reason.
Yeah, there you go.
No, absolutely.
Sick.
Yeah,
thank
go
you.
ahead.
And I took my
-6.
I knew there was some way that we could do this.
Yeah.
No, hold on. Yeah, I had a -3. It did. Wait, why did it do that? I actually shouldn't have had that penalty anyways because this wasn't that move. It wasn't comfort and support.
Yeah, I think
it gave me a -3.
Yeah.
I only have a -1.
Right. Yeah.
So I actually got a 6. So if I spend 1,
in which case, yeah. So maybe Bastion does it because he has influence over her.
Yeah.
So Bastion, what did you say earlier? Or you didn't say anything yet. You were just saying you were going to say something. Let me get rid of that team. Yeah, that's a dangerous.
I was like, we gotta find a way past this.
Yeah, I see where this is going, and then Bastion says, "It gets easier, but
yeah,
I don't want it to get easier for you guys. So let me deal with that when it comes to it."
Nice. Yeah, that's a good call because you were like helping him carry your burden.
Yeah, I think she shakes her head at that and says, "No, we share burdens together. If we have to kill somebody, because the job calls for it,
kill steal from me."
No. She's saying if we have to kill somebody because the job calls for it, we shouldn't have a designated executioner. It should be a decision we all make together.
Oh, that was my job in China.
Bastion, there's a lot we need to talk about.
Designated executioner.
So you want to put your hand on her shoulder, right? So she comes up to you or like she returns the favor, right? She puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "No, not anymore. Not here."
I'm looking at everyone like a proud parent. Like, yeah, teamwork.
Everyone get out of my room. I'm kidding, but
so
seriously,
my argument was just the thought that counted, and then she's like, "Oh, they care about us."
What did you just say, Jared? Sorry.
Basically, my argumentation sucked, but it was the thought that counted.
Yeah.
For making it a success.
I think it makes sense for her to think of you being like, let me take that on myself. But her whole thing right now is that no, we should all be dealing with it as a team. Yeah. So that's the fact that you are willing to take it upon yourself means that she's like, I can't keep my hands clean.
Yeah.
That's what I think it's like that moment in Attack on Titan where it's like, we'll all fight your battles for you because these soldiers are your friends. And they're like, no. Yeah. Like,
and I think it helps to see somebody else make the same mistake as you, right? She's seeing him do what she's doing and being like, oh, that's not right. And then she realizes that means it's not right for her either.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wait, okay. So on a partial success though, so you use team to, on a 7 to 9, they mark a personal advancement if you choose one. So they believe you, but only because you've already proven yourself to them. The topic is particularly sensitive and they lash out at you. What you say makes them angry, uncomfortable, distrusting. Maybe we'll just fudge the rules and say Bastian gives up his influence over her. Is that okay? Since he's using team, I feel like narratively that's just what we did.
She doesn't have influence on me. Can I just give her influence over me?
No. So it's they believe you, but only because you've already proven yourself to them. You lose your influence over them.
Right. I'm just wondering if instead of not doing anything, if we could just if I could just give her influence, be like instead of saying I've done this so you can believe me, be like, believe me, instead of like, you can trust me because of this, it's like, please trust me and I'll try and prove it kind of thing, right? Like a promise instead of a.
Yeah, whatever. That's not, I don't know.
I just don't, the way the scene played out, none of those really aggressive things made sense. So
yeah, I like that. That makes sense. Maybe
I think I say, go ahead.
Put that in as a mechanic, but I'm not sure.
I think I say, all right, well, now that we've gotten people talking, anyone else want to share a dark secret?
Mist and Quantum Quell look at each other, and Quantum Quell's like, nah, I got nothing to say to you people. And Mist just shakes her head.
Good.
Do you say wow to Quantum Quell?
Yeah. I mean, what was her face when she said it? Was
she's being her normal arrogant self,
being offish? All right, then I see that. Yeah.
She's like, hey, just because I don't have any dark secrets to share doesn't mean I have to make something up to make you guys all feel better.
No. There's a big difference between I'm a perfect human being and I ain't gonna talk to you people. All right.
Okay. Does anybody want to roll Pierce the Mask on Quantum Quell?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
I've been watching and stuff, right? Like.
Yep.
And my mundane is 3 right now, so I got to keep rolling it. Okay, good. Pierce the Mask. Here we go.
Full hit. On a 10 plus, ask 3. What are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I get your character to blank? How could I gain influence over you?
2 questions?
3.
3.
Yep.
All right. That's the wrong thing. Okay, I will ask. How can I get your character to open up?
I think maybe persistence.
Okay. How can I gain influence over you? I think another one of my character's goals, besides never getting a demerit, is going to be get influence over everyone.
I think she. It would be to show her that you really care about her for her.
Okay.
Like you care about her, not Quantum Quill.
What do you want me to do?
I think she wants you to be persistent. She wants someone to take the time to see through her bullcrap.
I think I say, oh, by the way, Quantum, I hadn't thanked you before for basically saving Echo's life. That was really something there. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no big deal.
What?
Your explanation about blood was pretty cool. That really helped.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, nerd.
I smile. And basically just a bunch of little pieces, right? And you're really good at lifting little pieces.
Yeah. It's kind of gross, though. I hope I never have to do that again.
Well, now that we know you can do it, you're going to have to do it again because you're going to have to. I'm sure there's going to be civilians that are going to have to. Like, you're on permanent save the civilians duty.
I thought that was all of us. And then the whole
you know
job
what?
description.
Sometimes we split up, and what the E's E.
The what?
Dead, I think, is what you called it.
Yeah.
Deploy, evacuate, destroy, or whatever.
You're right. Okay, yeah. I was like, what are we talking about?
But it was like
it was
right, I remember.
Engage, evacuate, and
eliminate.
Yeah.
I don't remember what dead did. It's like what my alteration was, but
I think it was like distract, evacuate, destroy, or something, right?
Probably disable. I bet
disable.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, sorry.
So, what are you trying to do here?
So I just was starting to get her. I wanted to be like, we're appreciating you and whatnot.
Yeah, marking a segment on the clock.
This is what I'm wondering is like I'm wondering if Palladium shares his own secret identity thing. I think it would be interesting if I'm the only one who doesn't.
I agree.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
what Mist hasn't said anything yet.
No, right.
So I guess we all look at Mist.
I think that's what I'll do. Right. Is we'll go to Mist first, and then I'll swing back around to Quantum. Right.
Yeah, I don't think Mist has anything to say. I think she just
you don't even have like a secret crush or like stole a candy bar when you were 5. Come on.
She gets really uncomfortable and she's like, what do you listen? I just got poisoned. I'm really flustered right now. You shouldn't take advantage of a girl's mind like that.
I mean, that seems like kind of putting it. All right, whatever.
What's the game? What's the game that you play where it's like you either dare or truth or dare? Sorry,
truth or dare. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I mean, if we want to make this official, we could play truth or dare, but
I mean, we basically just speedrun it. We kind of did that.
And I smile.
I guess so. Like, what Mist has as like her personal advancement track, it just doesn't seem to be involved really with what's going on here. It's not like a secret for her. But she's but Quantum Quill is definitely hiding a secret.
Yeah. Yep, and I think at that point I'll be like, you know what? Despite Quantum Quill, or unlike Quantum Quill, I actually believe you, right? I believe that you don't have a secret.
and Quantum Quill blushes, and she's like, "Are you calling me a liar?" And I think it's just a bunch of like small objects like float in the room.
Like, hey, that's mine. Put that down.
Well, I ain't calling you a truther.
Thanks. Got him. I don't know. All right, my turn. I stole that computer. I'm gonna go use it now. Can you all leave?
I think before you get to the door, Caleb, I want you to roll on the or like before you get to the hole in the ground, I want you to roll the you can do this if you're gonna push her. I want you to roll the push her to get stronger roll for Quantum Quill.
I'm not leaving.
Yeah, no. So David was walking to the door, right?
You just said Caleb.
Left wing. Oh no. Did I? Yeah. So left wing was walking. Left wing was walking to go in the secret base, right through the hole. But
I thought we were. I
thought we were in it.
This.
Yeah, you guys are all in the room. No, you're all in Bastion's room. Remember, because you guys went to the base, but you didn't go in the base. Remember?
No, I definitely
room in the base.
Oh, so you went to the base. You guys are all in the base.
I set up. So. No, because you said you said they were coming down the ladder.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, I thought we were like
coming to the door, but
that's why I said they were picking up.
Yeah, they can be in the secret room. Yeah,
no, I think we were all in the base already.
Yeah, that's why I kept telling them to leave.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So did you still need me to roll for something?
Well, so if you're going to try and push Quantum Quill to open up, so you pierce the mask to figure out how you could get her.
Right. Of
get influence over her or whatever. But so like, I guess maybe could you just provoke her to tell her what's up. But part of getting her to open up is the personal advancement track move.
Yeah,
so it depends on. Okay,
mundane is better for me anyway.
It depends on where you're at with.
No, I'm not trying to. Yeah. I'll just do it Monday.
And you succeeded at the roll earlier to mark a personal advancement for her, right? You did that already?
Thunder. No. Oh, you're right.
It's for Thunder, not for... No, it's for Quantum Quill too.
I think
you pushed her to figure out how to level up her blood stuff.
I did.
So
we just did Thunder also. But.
Yeah.
Well, I'd also talked to Thunder before too.
But. Yeah, Kayla's been farming advancements on the sidekicks.
Yeah, not for myself. Never for myself.
I was gonna say, you didn't get it.
Yeah. Just for others. All right, here we go. Yeah, full hit. I can't not fail.
Nice.
I can't
dang. Yeah. So what do you say that finally gets her to open up? Because remember, the answer was persistence, right? That you care about what she has to say.
I was thinking of trying to think of something that isn't a real secret about myself that I could share. No, I'll share about my parents' death. That's what I share. Right.
Okay, sure.
And I'm hoping that me being the final person who shares is going to be the thing that just opens her up. So I'll say, my parents were killed in a car accident. I don't really know what happened to them, but I'm pretty sure a villain killed them for the research that they were doing. And I kind of like look down at my feet and I'm like, if I ever find that villain, ... and I just don't say anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Quantum Quill puts down all the pieces, and she says, "I'm an orphan. I knew my parents, but they were so awful to me. My dad was basically in prison my whole childhood, and I think he still is. And my mom, she went from one drugged up boyfriend to the other, and things weren't pretty in my home. And both of my parents chose to love something else more than me. And so I changed my name. I disowned them. My name is Olive Foster because, well, the foster care system was my true parents. And now, well, I guess I see you guys as my true family. So, yeah.
Does that mean we
and
get
then
to
she
change
turns
the last name again?
she glares at you and then looks at Bastian and says,
I don't say that.
And don't think that we're done about the whole beating that guy in the face thing.
I just punched a dude. I punched a terrorist. What do you want from me?
She's like,
we're all in this together. Remember, we're carrying each other's burdens and stuff. But next time, let's just play spin the bottle next time. This was rough.
Spin the bottle?
Yeah.
You said that Freudian slip intentionally. Yeah.
No, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
So no, that's what I mean is. What you actually should have said is truth or dare, but spin the bottle is...
No, so he wants to play. Yeah, he's saying, I want to play spin the bottle.
Next time we should play spin the bottle. Okay, this was way too intense.
Right. Instead of truth or dare. I see.
Yeah.
And she says, I was beaten like that too. I didn't want to fight. So next time you think you have power over someone just because you're stronger, remember your place.
I'm sorry for the situation you were in. You were an innocent child. This was a terrorist.
Yeah, she wants to. So that's not entirely true. So she's going to try and
shift your labels.
Shift your labels. Yeah.
Does she have influence over him though?
She does. Yeah.
I think everyone has influence over him. He's running out of room on his bar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So what wasn't true about what I said?
He had stopped, right? He had surrendered.
Well, yeah.
So he was not an active terrorist, so you still were breaking the law, right?
Again,
it makes sense that Bastian thinks that way. Yeah, but that's what Quantum Quill is trying to put you in your place and say you can't make those calls, and we make those calls together. So that's what she's trying to push right now.
I mean,
she's seen what. Yeah.
Again, none of this has to actually make logical sense. Remember, we're dealing with emotions here.
Right.
Yeah. And this for sure doesn't make logical sense with her. Like, she's latching onto a trauma from
having
her
been
past.
beaten. Yeah. Right.
What do I?
Yeah, it still might make Bastion pull his punches if he. Yeah.
Right. So when somebody with influence over you tells you who you are and what the world works, what do? You just roll. So it's just a flat roll. On a hit, you successfully hold to yourself and tune them out, or
I found it.
Or you could not resist her influence and just accept it. But I'm assuming you are.
If I fail, I guess some juicy potential.
Yeah, but you also have to mark a condition, and the GM will adjust your labels.
That's fine.
Okay.
We're good. We're getting a long rest after this anyway.
Yeah.
Darn.
Full hit. Yeah, so on a hit, you successfully hold yourself and tune them out. On a 10 plus, choose 2. Clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift one label up and one label down, your choice. Cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
He spins around a closet, and that same terrorist is just in the closet, imprisoned by Bastion, and he just starts punching him. Like, dude, this make you mad?
He offed himself in a car already. But yeah, I know that'd be hilarious. It's like, see, watch.
Gotta toughen you up.
So what are you going to choose, Jared? It's in peripheral moves if you want to read it.
Gotcha.
I can. No, I can't. I can't select the text here. I'm going to put it in the chat.
Okay, I'm going to mark potential by immediately proving them wrong, because potential's awesome.
Yeah.
And
we got through this whole session, guys, that I didn't get a single potential.
Yep.
Yeah, David and I got a multiple, I think.
I got 1 so far.
This will be my second.
A bunch last session. I think I got 2 or 3 last session.
So is +1 forward against them just mean I always get +1 when
+1 forward is the next roll. Ongoing
the next time you roll, yeah.
Yeah. Is the like consistent one.
I will do which one makes more sense?
It depends on how you're reacting to it.
I think he's like starting to get mad, but he's like holding it in and trying to explain it.
Sure. So probably cancel their influence. Like you don't understand why she sees the world the way she does, because she has an emotional bias she just told you about. So you could just be like, she's just being emotional, and we can't let emotions decide how we think. And so I think that makes sense.
I don't want to prove her wrong to everyone else. I want to prove her wrong to herself.
Well, this is just you rejecting her influence on you, so I don't know that it has.
You can say something and then roll.
Acting to prove them wrong. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe so. Yeah. So I mean, you could just say, how about so I can get a little bit more information out of her if maybe the way that you're saying. So you mark potential, but then you just say the part where you're proving them wrong. You just say, "Oh yeah, and what did you do when you were beaten?" And I could then. Yeah,
that's mean.
It is, but she's also kind of being mean to you. Like she's like in front of everybody being like,
that makes it totally okay.
Well, he already kind of did that where it was like, he was like, you were an innocent child. This was a terrorist. Like he's kind of already referencing that she's being irreasonable.
Yeah, you just have her say it then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll clear a condition, and then I'll cancel her influence and take +1 forward against.
Okay. And so basically you're just saying he was a terrorist. You were a child. There's a huge difference.
Yeah. I thought you died right in front of me. So he beat you first. Wouldn't you have wanted someone to come and stop what was happening to you?
Dang.
Yeah, that 100%. Yeah. She's like, yeah, I guess she kind of gets angry at first, and then she's just like,
you protected me.
I guess I never thought about it that way. And then she just kind of looks at you, and she's like, she seems like she's gonna like be really like, what's the word? Very emotional with you. And then she says, yeah, whatever, I guess, thanks. And sorry. And she's like totally uncomfortable and like blushing.
It's next time.
So what was this? Because I have no idea what you're talking about right now. I say in character to the two of them.
Yeah, I say, well, next time don't die. And then I looked at Left Wing and when we were fighting the lightning guy.
That's all you say?
To Left Wing. I'm like, yeah, we were fighting lightning guy and I thought she died.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Fair.
And I think she just says, I mean, you still technically broke the law, but, and she's just saying that to be a jerk, right? She's just difficult. Like, yeah, it's just being difficult. But, and then she says, but I probably would have done the same to protect you or any of you, really. I guess that's what family should do for each other. And that's what mine never did for me. So yeah, I like you guys. Whatever.
Glad to hear it. You had me wondering for a while, you know.
I think the girls all hug each other. And
we all punch each other.
Yeah.
They all hug and I'm like slug bashing in the shoulder.
Yeah, I think they notice and Thunder says, "Come on, guys, group hug."
Yeah, I mean, I go over. It's fine, but
yeah.
All right.
I mean, he does a little bit awkwardly because he's not used to not killing his classmate. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I think we should end the session there because it's like 12:05.
Yep.
I can jump on phone for an after show, but it's been a bit. So if we don't want to do an after show, that's fine too. We did a lot of like
I'm fine with an after show
debriefing. And then I just real quick, just a teaser. In terms of Jared finding out about the computer, what the information had on like the copy of the person, that person that is in there, and we just cut right to the computers, like inside the computer, like what the information is that it gathered.
We'll probably we just see it printing out the like page by page.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
And it's someone that can see powers and understand them.
Yeah, and he's using that to know what people's powers do.
And nice. But that's all the information you get. You don't get a name one sentence, or like who it is. Yeah, that's all the information that it was able to still grab.
I also think as like the closing shot, Left Wing sits down at the computer and starts typing, and we can talk about what he's typing next time if you want, but he's gonna look some stuff up
about King, I assume.
Yeah, I've got a couple things.
Okay, yeah, we should do with the next session because there would be some interesting bits about that.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't thinking that I'd get the results.
We've hit all the falling action now, and now if we go any further, we're gonna hit rising action. So yeah.
Okay, next session is going to be opening up with a class, and the introduction. The teachers are going to explain to you that there is going to be a tournament, and that's going to be what happens next is tournament arc. All right. This has been Heroes in Training. We'll see you guys next time.
Adios.